Yes, people, welcome back to Never a Foul. We're live, we're in the booth. As you can see, people, Sunday morning. It's getting cold outside, it's getting chilly, but trust me, the podcasts are staying hot. So make sure you do like the video. Make sure you subscribe, people. Make sure you show love to the panel. We've got George inside, we've got Gunali inside, we've got Roms inside, Kunle, and then Daps and Don will be coming. But first of all, man, what we saying, man? Prem's back. George, you bless?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm waiting for my team to play. Hopefully, be on the free-play collectors, but we'll see, man.
It is going to be a good Super Sunday. That's what I like about it, man. Two big games today. Tottenham, Villa, United, Everton. Gunali, King Kai, Prince Kai stepping up. Doesn't matter sometimes how you perform. It's about winning them type of games, and you, man, got the job done.
You know what? There's going to be someone in this chat. There's people not someone in this chat. Someone in this panel that we might have words of award today. You know, and he might be my brother. He might be my Nigerian brother. But today, we got to speak. We got to speak.
We got to speak. Okay.
You won't use pigeon for me, no problem.
Kunle, introduce yourself, my brother.
Oh yeah, now my people is your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, today you go understand. Or should I even be saying Guten Tag, meine Mannschaft? You get me? Ich liebe dich, never a foul. Get me? That's what man's on. Guten Tag, everybody. Super Kai Havertz to the rescue yesterday, but we're gonna get into it. Smash the likes, my people.
Yeah, what was they call him? Yeah, Kai Kunle now.
Hey, brother.
So I'm good, bro. I did with that.
Yeah, I love it. Roms, what you say, bro, as well? Obviously, me and you late night watching the boxing, but we made it. We made it.
Yeah, man, I'm tired, but listen, I'm proud of my team, bro. They showed me something. I thought we didn't have enough defensively yesterday, so we'll get into that later when Daps comes. But bro, I'm happy. I'm in a good place, man. I'm optimistic.
I told you this. I said to you, believe this whole week. I was messaging you saying, "Yo, you're getting something." I said it with Welcome when I was on Never a Foul. I was consistent. I said a draw at worst. And, you know, maybe we didn't make the changes later on. You might have been able to nick something from the game. Who knows? But, guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. There's 300 of you already in here. Big up Cass inside as well. I'm going to shout him out for this layout because this layout is cold. I can't even lie. I feel like I'm in the courtroom and man can just let you, man, do your thing now. So, yeah, man, we're going to get into it. I think, first of all, like, you know, people, Don and Daps are coming. So, don't worry. Chelsea are going to hold the Chelsea and Daps will be able to talk on the City-Liverpool game with Roms as well and see what we all think. But I'm going to start with Gunali. Because at the end of the day, Arsenal done what they needed to do. I think I said this on a show when you played Crystal Palace, and people were like, Arsenal weren't that great. And I said, listen, I accept that they weren't that great, but I said I've seen my team win titles obviously when I was growing up. At the end of the day, you can't always be at your best. But when you're not at your best, you must find a way to get the 3 points. And yesterday epitomised that. It got to the 89th minute, you had a few little half chances, and you probably were looking at it thinking, I can't actually see how we break them down. But Bukayo Saka does what he does. He might not have been amazing, but he comes up with a big contribution with a great cross. And Kai's there to finish it off. So Arsenal got the 3 points, top of the table, the facts are the facts. How you feeling, bro? Like pros, cons of it? Are you happy with it?
Listen, firstly, shout out to my brother Kaz, man. I see him in the chat going crazy. So yeah, shout out. We know what he's doing today, so let him enjoy.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say, good luck in it. Good luck. There we go.
Anyway, listen, for me, I'm good, man. I feel good. I feel like Arsenal in a position where that was a tough watch yesterday. I'll be honest. We didn't play well, but I really do think it's more down to the whole. I don't know. I feel like it was more down to the whole. We came back from international. I don't think everything was functioning. I thought Odegaard really wasn't great.
Please, let me just ask that quickly. Sorry. Plug out your mic and use your laptop mic and see if it's different.
No, can you hear me?
Don just said he's coming. Don just said he's coming.
I can hear you, but even in the
calling him, he needs to be here.
got this fuzzy thing, but I want you to. Oh,
Yeah,
Then breaking news. Terry Venables has just passed away.
oh, raw.
R.I.P. to Terry. Yeah, Terry
R.I.P.
Venables.
Terry, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Terry, man.
Nah, Lee, that thing's mad. That sound is mad on you.
Yeah, Lee, the sound is mad, you know. It's like you know what I mean. Innit? It's not when the speaker's not plugged in. It's like,
Yeah.
I'll come back.
You see, they're the old school them Saturday night sets, and I figure out the mic and that. Hey, the mic's not in properly, you know.
It is. Just a quick word, man. Big up, Rom, for saying that. R.I.P. to Terry Venables, obviously a football legend there, man. May his family and obviously have peace and everything, and thoughts of them at this time, man. So big up to Terry Venables and what he done for football, man. Couldn't they? I'll mute Lee, and then yeah, you come in, man. Let's talk on Arsenal and your thoughts, bro, because Lee's already said that he's gonna, you two might have a bit of a.
I'm intrigued to see what this guy has issues with me, because Lee's my guy, so I'm intrigued what we might clash over. But look, at the end of the day, yesterday, it just gave me another. It's George Graham vibes right now. I mean, I've watched some old Arsenal footage of recent. I've been watching the 89 season, 1991 season, and stuff like that recently. So it's reminding me of George Graham 1-0 to the Arsenal, snatch and grab, really, really defensively astute. But am I liking what I see? I'll be lying if I told you I'm liking what I see. I can't stand it. I hate it. I'm on edge for 90 minutes now. Crazy. But one thing that I'm confident about is as long as there's Declan Rice, Saliba, and Gabriel in the middle of the park, we're going to be nice when it comes to the defensive side of things. Offensively, I'm surprised Arteta actually went for the see what Trossard looks like in the midfield. I still don't think the midfield looked right yesterday, even with that idea. I don't know if it's worth giving it another go, but it definitely didn't look like it worked yesterday. Our performance was stinking again. So, but at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points, and I go collect every time it's available to collect. 3 points, another clean sheet away from home. I mean, as bad as we're looking, we're still top of the league, so I can't really complain. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be a stretch to get to January playing like this and winning every game. Because if we can do that and get to January and we can fix this midfield situation, I think we'll be fine. But it's a big if right now for me.
Yeah, see, I like that you're being real, because Romans, when you look at Arsenal where they want to be, as much as I gave them praise and said, look, they're winning the games that sometimes they're struggling to do, I don't know if you can look at it from two sides. It's like, is this the worst Arsenal can get? So actually, we should be complimenting them because where they are, top of the table, and we know that they're going to get better. Or is it the fact that a couple of players have been brought in, kind of a newish system that he's playing with, some players adapting, you keep changing, swapping and changing midfield, like Kunle said. And actually, is it going to be one of them seasons where they might actually not fully click into gear, they're adjusting, and they're just going to get results? Like, do you actually see it just one day saying, this is Arsenal of last season? Or is it just a new Arsenal? People got to get used to it.
Personally, I think Arsenal fans are doing a bit too much. I think there's a lot of silver lining in this, because if Daps was here, he would admit this as well. When we won the league and when City have won several league titles, there will be games where you play. I think Arsenal were poor yesterday. I think we get out of the way. Kunde's just said, I think they were poor. But the fact you're still winning, playing like this, and you've not even come out of first gear, there's silver lining in this.
It's every game, though, Robs. I hear you, but it's every game now.
I'm not saying I think you lot will be champions. I think City will still end up winning the league this year. But this is a sign of champions. This is a very good sign that you're winning and not playing well. So Arsenal fans that saying Arsenal not like last season, obviously, if you're going to compare it to last season, you're miles off it. But you need to contextualize things. You were playing one game a week. You didn't have Champions League. You were able to play your best squad, and they were having that week's rest. Now you're having to juggle the both. I kind of expected Arsenal not to be as scintillating at this stage as they was last year, but I mean, Arsenal fans that are kind of down in the dumps in that, you are top of the league. How long it lasts for? December 21st is round the corner, Kunle. You will dish out presents. We'll give you a hiding. But anyway, we'll speak about that when we get to it.
That's a crazy day.
Give us a hiding,
as it stands, you're top of the league. Yeah, because I looked at your running, and you've got Aston Villa.
Let's just talk about how it stands. That's what today is about. How it stands.
Yeah, I will. But as it stands, you lot are top. You're win. It's annoying, but you're winning. And Ty and George, let me ask you something. Yeah, even at 0-0, 85th minute, you just knew Arsenal would get a late one. Even if they're not playing.
I did.
Did you know?
I did.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, you thought they'll draw or lose? Draw or
No,
win,
I
sorry.
Watch the reaction. I even said Havertz to score the winner, bro.
I actually thought Arsenal were going to win. I just got something about them. I thought that last time they started. What about you, George?
I thought it would be
Nah, I thought Brentford were going to get away with it, man. I thought Brentford, they deserved the draw. I thought they played really well.
That's more hope than belief.
I thought that they played well. I think Brentford at home are a good side. So I generally thought prior to the game that Arsenal just won. It wasn't a game that Arsenal...
Did Brentford play well, though? Did they?
They did.
Or did we just play bad? I don't know if they played well. We played bad, I reckon, more.
I don't think Brentford was that good. I just thought solid defensively, but they weren't that good.
That's what I mean. Defensively, they were solid. And going forward, that's them.
That's them. So I think they did play well, because that's what they do.
But without Tony, they're not going to have that great of an attack. Let's be honest. Like, they've got Mbeumo, who had a decent game, but when he's your only attacking threat, there's not much that you can...
And they played him off the right as well.
Tuesday, they were playing Arsenal, not Chelsea.
Perfectly, yeah, because I watched Match of the Day, and I don't know if you don't watch Match of the Day, but one of the guys said to him in the interview, like, how does it feel like you weren't able to play well today, blah, blah. And his response was just like, there's no team that comes to Brentford and plays their normal game and plays amazing. You just have to do what you do to win. And I thought he's right. You know, Brentford are that team that don't make it easy for anybody. No one really goes there and just says, yeah, you know, we're going to pop them off the park. They will make it hard for anyone. So I think just going there and winning in general, especially that way, clean sheet.
Tuesday, we did it with more. We did it with more class. We did it with more class last season. But George, where's the lie? Clean sheet away from home. Did he lie? He's not talking about it anyway. He's just stating a fact. Clean sheet. Clean shit. Clean shit.
You got lucky. Your favorite, your man, the goalkeeper, Instagram himself. Aaron Ramsdale.
Oh my god! Hey, brother, hey, I'm convinced. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me not lie to you guys. I was convinced that one where he slapped it to the ground. I thought he's doing it on purpose now. No, he's doing it on purpose now. He's doing it on purpose now. Like, because I was like, there's no way he's done that one by accident. Like, what's going on now? I'm like, oh my god, this guy.
Put me down. Put me down.
I am. Yeah.
Put me down.
You're damn right. Put you down.
Welcome, Mr. Man.
Look how he comes in all like, oh, clowns! Like you didn't expect to lose, man.
Of course I didn't. And we'll get into it. Don't worry.
Hey, George, don't worry. We have time for all that. We have time for all of that.
I was gonna do a bit of order. I was gonna say, what couldn't they? We done with Arsenal. You would have gone to Chelsea. I think Arsenal. You would have.
Done with Arsenal? What do you mean done with Arsenal?
Do you know what? No. It's good. It's good that Don has come in now. It's good that he's coming now because
said, yes, I'm gonna.
Oh, my connection's back. Mike, I got my mic straight. I don't want any issues.
I see him. I even see him on the watch along yesterday. I was like, hey, nice.
Make sure you like the video now, people. Don has landed. Make sure you like the video. Put it out, and Goonie, you know what I'm gonna say. I love that in the background. Big up Rastafari and King Slap every time. I love that. Yeah, man. But we're gonna quickly touch on Arsenal. Don, you could just your things in the microwave at the moment. Yeah. You don't hear me, George?
Nah, we're seasoning Don stuff right now. It's not even in the microwave, but we're seasoning it right now.
We're letting Don season. But yeah, George, is this Arsenal team for you serious for the Premier League title? Like I asked Roms, like, do you think it's just a matter of time before they come seriously good? And forget your rivals, like think of it as a football term.
No, I'm being honest. Like, even from the fact that
you can't forget his rivals.
I don't consider this Arsenal team like obviously they're going to be contending for the title, but they're not going to win it. I've not considered this team a team that's going to come round and eventually start to step it up and play all this a lot better and so on. Arsenal, I think defensively they've been good. They've been solid this season. They've been, I'd say, a bit better, a bit more assured at the back. But going forward, like the problems are clear to see. They are clear to see for anyone. Like, and I saw people putting in like they're doing their combined 11s going into these weekends, and or even so far team of the season. I keep seeing like the likes of Saka, Martinelli, and I'm looking at them like Saka, Martinelli have been poor this season. I think both of them have been poor. I think Martinelli started off okay, but Saka's just not picked up the form that he was on last season. He's obviously getting goals and assists. That's the type of player he is. He still know how to contribute to the game.
Let him land.
Wait, Lee. Let me land for a second. He still knows how to contribute to the game. No one can take that away from Saka. Even when he's playing bad, he's gonna get a goal. He's gonna get assists. That's literally the type of player he is. But he's not playing to the level that Arsenal need him to. He's not playing to the level that Arsenal. He's gonna take you guys to title challenge and title contention. Jesus has been poor. The guy the other day come out and said that his strong point is not scoring goals, and that's your number 9. So that is clearly not a player that you can rely on throughout the rest of the season.
And George, just on that, they keep telling us as well. They keep telling us, we've barely had our strongest front three and that. Up against Chelsea, what did they do? Up against these man yesterday.
Brother, we are top of the league and you're in 10th. Just calm down. Calm down.
This is where I'm going to come in and say,
why is there so much bass in your voice? You should be whispering. You should be whispering on this stream, Don. I don't understand.
I'm going to let you land, but don't worry. I've got my take on Arsenal anyway. Don't worry. Keep it going, Jules.
On top of that, you look at the bench and you say some of the options like Eddie Nketiah, he comes on the pitch and is absolutely atrocious. And I saw Lee himself tweet this. I think it was today or last night. The guy has apparently not scored a goal away from home in like 20 games or something. Like 20 games away from home, and he's not scored a goal.
George, you see when he was on the left? You see when he was on the left?
I think the last one was a brace at Chelsea still.
Kunle, I know you were punching the air. You and Lee were punching the air at this bit. You know when it was at the 85th minute, just not too many moments before the goal, and he was on the left. All you had to do was swear it.
3 players along the line, swear it.
And this guy went for, and the thing is, it's not even like the shot had any conviction. It was a P-roller, bro. The keeper just literally
so bad.
I beg you, move Don back down sharply, please. Type, move him down. I beg. And then
you know what it is there, and then when you look away from that, I say the only person I think's been going forward who's been impressive for me is Trossard. I think he's been a bright spark for them, probably a player that they need to come in. But when you look at players away from Trossard, the rest of the attack's just not functioning. Odegaard's been poor. I think he was poor again yesterday. I personally, I thought he was poor because I expect to see more of him. I expect to see the levels that I saw last season, and so far that hasn't been it. So Arsenal will continue to pick up wins. They'll continue to pick up results. But when it comes to contending for the title and leading the way, that's just not going to happen in my eyes.
Hey, Ty, can you ask me a question? Can you answer me this one question? Why is it on these streams, when it comes to Arsenal, we always have to talk about the future? We never talk about whatever freaking match we got. We talk about if the title. I'm talking about, did we win the game yesterday? Did Kai Havertz score a last-minute winner yesterday?
Yes. Do you remember his question?
No, but that's not. It's not. No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, Jones. It's not your fault, Jones. I'm blaming Ty for this. He does this shit all the time. He doesn't let us enjoy our victory. He must talk about, do you think they can push for a title? Why are we talking about title? It's in May. Who cares about May? We are in November, my friend.
Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Because when I'm speaking about Liverpool, you say the same thing to me. Roms, are you title contender? You always want to go to the future.
Yeah, but you know why. But you know why, Roms. Roms, you know why. You know why. That one is different. You know why. Because you want to play victim all season and then be sharing at the end of the season. We're not having that, Rums.
The reason why you know why is because it is a relevant question. Could Liverpool win the league? It's not a relevant question. Can Arsenal win the league? No, they can't win the league. That's why.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Wins, innit?
Fair enough, man.
Enjoy your wins.
No, but I can accept that sort of chat from treble winners, not some guy that's chilling in 10th place that just got dunked 4-1.
Listen, you can get onto my
Jordan Forsen. I was listening to Dave and Stormzy all night, bruv. Big up Clash.
Bro, you can get onto my club as much as you want because I'm
Jordan
gonna.
Jordan won.
Jordy's 4 and Chelsea 1. Rolex has got all the 1.
I'm gonna cook them. And like I said before the game, there's no excuse. Get into that.
How can he cook us when he's in 10th, bro? Does this make sense? I'm gonna cook them.
Yeah, cook my team. I'm gonna cook my team, not your team.
No, I love you.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, when it comes to Arsenal, yeah, like Jules has said, yeah, bro, I'm even more confident this year than I was last year about you lot not winning the league. I'm sorry, like these sort of performances, I can still hear background noise, man.
Is it still going crazy?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
No, but then Don.
No, it's gone now.
Don, let me ask you this.
Todd Burley's not having you.
Hold on,
I
hold on.
It's still happening. Yeah.
It's Lee. I think it's Lee.
Yeah.
Actually, go on, Don. I was going to ask you a question.
For me, yeah, look, like George has said, I think Arsenal have definitely improved defensively, and Declan Rice has gone a long way in doing that, innit? And obviously, Gabriel and Saliba's partnership has even leveled up. It's leveled up more than what it was last year, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? So defensively, I think they've been good, right? But on the wings, they can still be got at. Zinchenko defensively, you've already seen this season. He's been, there's been a few examples already where he's been tossed about the pitch.
Great game yesterday, though.
Yeah, this is what he does against teams like Brentford, though, when they sit back. He has all the time in the world. When he has players running at him, he gets taken off at halftime like what he did at the Bridge. Do you know what I mean? That's just Zinchenko for you.
What did you do against teams like Brentford at the Bridge?
Hold on, stop deflecting. You can talk about my club after. I'm talking about your club.
Saeed,
right now, yeah?
you haven't.
I just don't see a world where, like I said, every single game. You've already said it to Roms yourself, Kunde. Like we're saying the same thing every single game. I don't see that attacking threat from Arsenal the way I was seeing it last year. What I'm seeing this year is a lot of set pieces being scored, which is good. Obviously, it's part of the game, right? You've scored a few penalties this year, which is again part of the game. But in terms of open play, bro, and creating through that midfield, you guys are still struggling to do that. And Odegaard yesterday, he was poor, bro. Like what his role, what his main role is to create and to score goals from that position. Yeah, obviously to help you lot build up in the first phase as well, because Partey's not there. But he's not earning his money right now. He's your highest paid player. You would expect him to be doing more, right? Saka, again, over 90 minutes, he has not been performing, but he's been pulling out. That he's got that in his bag. You see when he whips it. Yeah. You see when that happens yesterday. That's his bag right there.
That's what makes a player though, John. You know, when you can have a bad game, you can contribute like that. So I respect
Exactly. Saka's got that in his bag. And before he even whipped it, when he just opened up his body, I said, oh, shit. Yeah, when I said open up his body, I said, oh, shit. And I saw that Giraffe just scored that goal. So I just don't see these performances being sustainable.
Same way Gordon did, innit? Yeah. Open up his body and just,
Gordon, I've been rating Gordon. Gordon's a baller.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Early, yeah. But anyway, like I've said, I just don't see these sort of performances being sustainable enough to go and win the league. Arsenal fans will flip it and say, well, we're more controlled. I don't agree with that, in my opinion. I think defensively you've improved, yes. But overall, bro, you're not creating enough to the level where
what I'm saying, Don, yeah.
The level to go win the league.
If they're top, and this is like the bad Arsenal we're seeing.
Yeah.
I know Kunle says, why am I thinking about top? But I'm thinking, is it going to get to the point where it's going to change? Or is this just Arsenal just the new players coming in? And they're not going to be as pretty to watch last year, but they're going to get results. And sometimes you've got to sacrifice.
They had their strongest team out yesterday.
I'll let you come in because you haven't spoken. But after go on, Don, respond to that, and I'll let you come in.
Yeah. So, bro, like yesterday, they had a very, very strong lineup, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Trossard, again, he was good yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Like he was quite good. But overall, I'm looking at them, and again, even the commentators were saying it. It's like they lack ideas. You know what I mean? They get to a point where they hit a brick wall, and no one really knows what to do. Then they wait for a moment of brilliance from Saka. And that's what they've been dependent on right now. And let's not act as if Saka's goals and assists don't dry up in the season. We've seen it multiple seasons now where they dry up and then they start to focus on his performances a lot more. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't see these performances being sustainable. Arsenal are definitely going to have to step it up to go and win the league over Man City, because it's not like you're up against Tottenham, Chelsea and that for the league right now. It is big Man City, right? And they get the job done. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Liverpool. I think you're in the title race.
Now you're invited to the party, Roms. Good. Very good.
I think you're in the title race, Roms, yeah. But again, I'm very skeptical about that midfield, because even yesterday against City, bro, Man City were popping you about in that midfield, bro. And it showed yesterday that you got a big
We'll get on to that later.
Let's get on to Don. I see what you're doing here. Yeah, you're doing it very well. You're gonna.
Yeah, we're not letting him.
Yeah, he is. What's that thing called again, Daps? What do we call it? It's called
reflection. But Lee wants to know, are we talking Arsenal? Yeah,
just before
we're talking Arsenal.
Yeah.
So
I'm not deflecting.
Let's just know, Lee is closing the Arsenal segment. Just so you know. After that, Lee, this is you, bro. No, we don't even need it answered, Roms. It's fine. We don't need it. It's like Arsenal. We don't need it.
Just while you do that, let me run the super chats quickly.
Lee, you're still not landing.
And then Roms, you can ask a question.
Man changed his mic, moved rooms, everything. He went to land. Jesus.
Donatelli, hush your gums, George. Why are you talking titles? Yeah, Kiddies World Cup and chose violence. Shane Bapu, talk about Arsenal having one less goal than Liverpool. Okay, interesting. Obviously, so he's trying to talk about the attack and everything. Big up for the super chats, guys. There's 900 of you in here. Make sure you run the lights, because if you've just woken up and turned your laptop on or your TV or your device, Don hasn't been cooked yet, as people are asking. It's just in the microwave at the moment, but we actually need to cook it properly. So, guys, bit of Arsenal. 5 minutes time, we are going on to Chelsea. Don't worry. Roms, I'm going to let you ask your question, and then I'm going to get Guna Lee saying, obviously his connection hasn't been working until now.
Just quickly, no, the same logic Don uses for his club. Oh, I feel we could get better as the season go on. Don't you think Arsenal could get better? Like, I know you're saying
that's what I said. Yeah, but that's what I said though. I said with how they're playing right now, I don't see it being sustainable enough to go win the league. I said Arsenal literally need to improve in attacking threat, and on top of that, in terms of their creating through the midfield, especially, bro, they need to improve that in order to go and kick on. I'm not saying they won't improve. I said they need to improve, because right now, how they're performing, I feel like a lot of Gooners feel like how they're.
The way you said it was kind of that we weren't improved, but okay.
No. You heard
that tone. You heard the tone to it, right, Rob? It's all right, though. It's all right.
The reason why I'm saying that, Kunde, is because I feel like a lot of Gooners are talking like the way you lot are playing right now is going to be enough to win you the league. Well, I disagree. I don't think it will be enough. I think that Arsenal can definitely play a lot better than what they are right now. Do you get it? And if I see Martinelli and Saka doing what they were doing last year, or even close to that, Odegaard close to that, then I'll be like, you know what? Hey, these lot are a lot better, because defensively they're more patterned than they were last year. Do you get it? But you can definitely improve, but you need to improve. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You need to improve. You need to improve, because it's not good enough right now. As much as you're getting these results.
Guna?
You know what? Only thing I was going to say is, honestly, I hear Don's points, but for me, look, we played swashbuckling football last season, similar to what Spurs were doing. We were top for 93%, and that didn't win us the league. So you can look at it either way. You play good football, you don't win the league. You play poor football, and you hopefully win the league. So listen, ultimately, one thing you can say about Arsenal is we don't concede chances. We do not. Our XG against football defensively, we look solid. And when you've got Declan Rice, Gabriel, I'm not saying Gabriel is as good as Saliba, but when you've got that three at the back, listen, you're cooking. Tomiyasu, people don't think he's the star, but the guy is absolutely immense. Like, he's just such a good
defender. You don't have to thank me for that, by the way. When I saw him outside work, I said, say less, my bro. I said, say less. Listen,
what? We didn't have to thank you for nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing.
I saw him.
We only thank you for keeping us entertained on Rivals every weekend, bro. That's what we thank you for.
You're bumping into the wrong players, Don, still.
Ultimately, I'll be honest with you. Like,
I think bump into Jackson, bro.
I do think I think Odegaard needs to step up a lot. Like yesterday, that was the first time I can say genuinely, hand on my heart, this season he has been poor. That was woeful, and he needs to do a lot more. And I think we'll get that from him. But listen, I'm gonna hold my hands up. That was shocking from him yesterday. And I think, for Arsenal, a lot of our creativity comes from him. But listen, no one's given Havertz a shout out today. No, I ain't heard it from nobody. And Havertz
came on speaking German. What else do you want from me, bro?
He came on and he looked good. I don't want to hear people saying, oh, listen, he ran around and that's what made... No, he looked effective in that game. He looked like he made a difference. And for me, we can all give slander, we can all do it, and we can all do the shameless thing, but there's
got to do it the other way as well.
You have to. For me, if it was the same thing for Richarlison, right? Richarlison's been poor for Spurs. If he gives a good performance, you have to give him the props. Yeah. And for me, I thought Havertz was really good.
You know what it is, Lee? Quickly, just with him, just quickly. That sorry. I was just gonna say with Havertz, I feel like. Even it's mad because they're a physical team, yeah. Even the goal kicks and stuff they were doing, he was winning the headers and getting you back on the attack. The littlest things like that, where Trossard and that were just getting bullied. I was like, Havertz is physically adding something to you. So I thought it really worked yesterday. Good for Martinelli. Go on, Daps.
In the summer, yeah, when you bought Havertz, and it was when the same with United. But what I said on Havertz is that for me, if they are buying him as a squad player, it makes sense, yeah. But for me, he's not, he's not a nailed-on starter every game. Definitely not, yeah. And he came on yesterday as a sub and he changed the game because he was a plan B. You put him up top and he's a target man, right?
Yeah. And he done the same against you, Daps, I think, actually.
Bro, he puts himself about. He physically gets involved, yeah.
And can we also remember against Chelsea, he came on and he made a difference as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing with him. I actually think he's not a bad squad player. Havertz is not a shit footballer, right? But for me, an Arsenal team that want to challenge for the league, he's not a nailed-on starter.
Can I ask you a question though, Daps?
Yeah.
What is he good at?
No, but see, this is.
Wait.
I
asked
Jules, bro.
Jules.
Jules. He can.
Wait.
I'll tell you what.
I just asked Daps a question, bro.
George. I'll tell you because you don't need to ask somebody who doesn't play for. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous.
But I wanted to ask that because Daps clearly has an appreciation for him, so he can see something good about his game.
You know why?
I'm
Ask
asking
me
him to educate me on his game.
Jules, man, I can't wait for 20 minutes from now, man.
Because ultimately, I thought that he wasn't a bad signing. Kunle would have vouched for that. I've always thought that he was.
No, he's been saying that. I remember you saying that.
Kept saying every single moment they were picking up clips. Look at Lewis picking up clips on everything. Same thing people were doing for Mount. And for me, I look at him. I'm saying, look, people overhype how bad he's been. It's a hyperbolic chamber to say he's been this bad. He hasn't been as bad, but people are going to laugh. 65 million pounds down the drain, etc., etc. He hasn't been that bad, and that's where I'm going to leave it. But I think we should. I do think ultimately the irony of it all is we won 1-0, and there's a certain man next to me got a last-minute goal, and I'm apparently hearing that under Bowley's tutelage they've only won 9 games. 9 games. I'm hearing under his ownership, under his own watch.
You segued it nicely, Lee.
They've won 9 games. So Havertz, you can say what you want for him. You can say, and we need to. There's an elephant in the room that we need to talk about. Mr. Enzo.
We're gonna talk about. We're going to talk about him. Don't worry. Do not worry about that one.
Wait.
They've only won 9 games under Bowley, but we must talk about about Enzo because I've had enough now.
Yeah, done.
We can talk about Richarlison. We can talk about.
I just find it funny because he was our best player after that first.
I knew he was going to start with that one. I knew it. I'm so glad he did it. I'm so glad he said it. Yes. Yes.
Arsenal fans have this obsession with Mudryk and Enzo. They've got a serious obsession with this.
The guy cost £100 million, and you talk about George. You talk about Havertz. What's he good?
What's his role in our team?
I must understand what Enzo is good at because I do not know. I don't know.
What's his role? No, Lee. You tell me what his role is.
He's asking you, Don. He's asking you. He just said he doesn't know. He clearly just said, I do not know. So you educate us, please. We are listening. We're our students in listening.
Don, the amount you have paid for him, right?
That's talk louder. We should be able to see. Well, it shouldn't be you asking us, and it shouldn't be us asking you what his role is. Yeah, we should be able to watch you and go, this is what Enzo's role is. I've said it before. That amount of money, things must happen, right? Whether it be goals, whether it be assists, whether it be performances that defensively are keeping you clean, or whether it just be that ultimately you man are going on winning streaks and he is very clearly involved in it. At the moment, even at your best, no one is going, yeah, Enzo stood out that game. At your best, it's not him, bro. That's the thing. Listen, I'm not saying Enzo is a shit player. Cole Palmer cost you 45 million. We can look at Cole Palmer and go, this is what that man brings. We can even look.
Thank you.
What's his name?
Thank you.
What it is, yeah. What it is, that's yeah.
Whoa, let the plane land.
Keep going.
Yeah. We can even look at Galadog, right? And we can go, we know what he
Gallagher.
Bro, we can look at Caicedo since you bought him, yeah, and we can go, do you know what? In certain games, we can see what he brings. Enzo has been there for nearly a year now, and I'm still there going, for that amount of money, what the fuck does this Don bring? So you tell us.
Educate us, Don.
We don't know.
No pun intended.
What it is.
Boris Johnson, educate us.
You know what the great thing is about this, by the way? Just look at 2 things. Make sure you run up the likes, people, because over 1,000 now. It's like everyone knew the Chelsea time was coming. So please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out all the other man's content as well down below. So 100% do that. And Don, the great thing about today is that no one's going to interrupt you. We want to hear you today.
No. I just want to ask him a question as well before. Don, I just want to ask you. We talk about how, he's got this transition into England. He was here for half a season last season. He's coming now. He's had, a couple of games this season. He was, playing well for Argentina. But we saw yesterday a 17-year-old who has just finished his GCSEs bossed the midfield for Newcastle in comparison to what Enzo's done. Now, for me, Enzo has spent most of the time in his Chelsea career in the bottom half of the table. We now go to the point where he's only won 9 games. He's only been part of 9 wins, for Chelsea. We then go to the fact that he costs £100 million. We then go to the fact that you kept saying that you're relying on Sterling, who played well yesterday. We talk about this the guy on the right. I don't even know what he's,
Really play well yesterday?
Sometimes he's from the Caribbean, sometimes he's from Manchester. I don't know which one we want to make up with this guy. And then we talk about your striker who scores 3 goals in one game, and then the next game he goes missing. So for me,
the next game he actually scored against Man City.
You need to start giving us some answers about your players, because yesterday your captain, again, we must.
Forgot about that one, Lee.
We must.
Hey, let him breathe a little bit, Lee. We were saving that one for later. That was second round. That Lee now. We wanted to know Enzo first. Let him deal with Enzo first.
If I'm in the street ball, I need to make sure I put my foot on man's neck to make sure that there's no circulation. None. It's finished. Finito. So,
hey, listen,
you must.
What it is, yeah, bro, with Enzo criticism,
ambulance can't get there and resuscitate as well.
Yeah.
That's 30% win rate on as well. Shane said 30% win rate.
Every man go on mute for this segment, man.
Yeah.
Go on.
With Enzo,
big screen.
You man ain't even letting me come in. Bro, listen, Enzo's criticism this season is fair enough, innit? It's fair enough, yeah. Nah, man said big screen. We're not doing that.
It's not even letting me actually.
Yeah, good. Alright, now listen, Enzo's criticism is fair enough, bro, because I've been one that I've criticized Enzo this season. Like, he hasn't been at the level that he was at last year. Like, last year he was definitely better for us. You know, people again last year that were criticizing Enzo clearly weren't watching our games, because Enzo, when he came in January, he was our best player in my opinion. Yeah, the amount of chances he was creating for man were just fluffing bare chances. You guys know our problem last year was scoring goals. We scored 27 goals the whole last season.
It still is, bro. Nothing's changed. It still is.
Yeah, it still is. But we're already on. We've already scored quite a lot of goals already. Like, no. Take me off of that. That's putting me off there. Yeah, but like I've said with Enzo, yeah, people struggle to understand what his role is. Like Enzo, again, yes, he should be getting more goals and he should be getting more assists. That is the next step in his development, 110%. But Enzo Fernandez is a deep line playmaker. He is the person who helps us in the first phase.
No, wait. Let him land.
Is he not a young player? Is he not a young player? Did we bring him? Listen, go off of what I'm saying about him, not what you see on Twitter, not what you see of people overrating him on Twitter. Yeah? He's not a world class player. Yeah, he can be world class at Chelsea, but he's not world class yet. I'm telling you that is the next level of his development. The next level of his development.
Pay development prices. Don't pay prices for players who should have been developed.
Next level of his development. This is sensational.
If you want to talk about why we paid what we did, then we could talk about that. Well, you know why we paid what we did, because they didn't want to sell him in January, so we had to pay above the release clause. This is the reason.
Don't worry, we don't want to talk about that. We just want to talk about his performance.
Anyway, like I said, with Enzo Fernandez, yeah, he is important in how we build up from the back, because like I said, in that first phase, he picks up the ball and he progresses us from back to front. If you go check the stats, only Bruno Fernandes progresses the ball more for his team. Yeah. After that, it's literally Enzo Fernandez and I believe Cole Palmer. They're up there, right? So when people are saying Enzo does nothing, they're clearly not watching us, because Enzo gets us from A to B, right? Progresses us up the pitch. But like I've said, he definitely needs to improve.
B though? Where's B at?
Bro, B's further up the pitch, bro. That's what's allowing Palmer to do what he does. He's a big part, bro. He's a big part in allowing Palmer to do what he does, bro. Where do you think Palmer gets the ball from? More time it's from Enzo, bro. Enzo's the one that feeds him the ball. Palmer does what he does further up, because that's Palmer's role, right? But like I've said, Enzo, again, yes, he should be creating more and he should be scoring more. Like I said, this season,
should be breaking up wasted time.
He gets stuck in, bro. Yesterday at half time, he won the most interceptions, bro. He was Don.
This is why I need to jump.
Jules.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the stats. I was waiting for that.
Because the one I'm gonna let you land. But the one thing that we love about you, bro, is you give us this stat, you give us this, this, everything that you guys are so good at. But you're not gonna talk about how yesterday you got pumped.
Bro, we're talking about. Wait, hold on.
Wait. Just a couple weeks ago, you were talking about Spurs 4-1. Red cards. It doesn't matter. We don't.
We're talking about Enzo right now as an individual.
We don't care about.
Don,
And
you
we
do.
don't
You
To
care.
be
do.
fair, they did ask him. They asked him about
Wait,
Enzo
wait,
still.
wait,
They
wait,
did ask.
Wait, what we
And I'll
don't
answer
care.
it.
Wait, I'm telling you
Listen,
too.
I'll
What we
answer-
do
I'll
not care
answer my
about,
thing.
we do not care about all the stats that Enzo is doing. That's he's got the ball.
You just asked me about Enzo and I've answered it.
This stat. No, but he's got all these other stats. But these stats they're not fooling our eyes, Don. They're not
Don,
fooling
Don,
our eyes.
Jules,
He's got
Jules,
Don,
you
Don, you
know-
can tell us.
by
Don, you
Bruno
can
G
tell
and
us
Dolan
about-
yesterday.
So,
Don, you
okay,
can tell
are
us-
we
you
done on
can
Enzo
tell
now?
us
And I can
how-
get into the team then.
Bro,
Because
you can
clearly
tell us.
you ain't happy with my answer with Enzo.
Don,
You asked me a question
Don.
about Enzo. I've answered it.
Don.
Now you're talking about my team.
Because you give us bare random stats that our eyes,
It's not random
our eyes are
stats.
not seeing.
You just said Daps just said defensively he's not doing much, and I literally just said that's a myth because, like I said yesterday,
Don, before you
intercepted
land,
the ball the most in our team yesterday.
Don, please, before you land,
half-time.
we've got to send condolences. Just seen this. In fact, this man, Terry Venables, has just passed away. You know.
Yeah, we heard.
I said that at the start. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
breaking.
later, man.
Rest in peace, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
that is memories for all of us. Probably the best we've ever seen England perform was under that man, and obviously with you, George, your club as well. So rest in peace.
You had
Now,
Barcelona playing some serious ball too.
yeah, for real. Don, now is your time. We want to hear about the beat. We don't care about where you took her for dinner. We don't care about the hotel you had. We don't care about what you were wearing. We want to know how you performed in the bedroom, bro.
Bro,
Okay?
we were shocking. We were shocking, bro. That was a yeah, pause, bro. We were absolutely shocking.
Man
Like
said,
I said,
George said you
bro.
got the limp, you know. Man said,
bro,
No, man, he got it up, bro, but he didn't know what to do with it,
Like,
big
George
man.
said that. George literally said,
bro, do you know what it was? Yeah, do you know what it was? Yesterday, yeah, I'm watching us.
Hit
Yeah, and I'm like,
bag on
brother,
it, still did bang.
These lot,
No,
these lot,
hey, blue pill.
these lot, yeah. Bro, these lot were actually moving, yeah. Like you know when you have, you know when your teacher calls in sick, and then you come in here and you've got a substitute teacher. You know when you come into school, yeah, you got a substitute teacher, and everyone's doing what they're doing, like no one's listening or whatever. I felt like yesterday we played like a bunch of delinquents, bro. Maybe because Poch was up in the stands and he wasn't down there to teach these man what Wagwan. They wanted to just do whatever, right?
But Don,
We
Don,
built up.
let me
We
just ask
built
you
up. We built up from the back.
Wait, let him land, let him land, and then
You don't keep coming in. I'm trying to talk about the
no
team.
banter on that though. Yeah, you see, my thing is,
Yeah.
I'm not even bantering this thing right now. But if you say that, yeah, that they were acting like delinquents because Poch was in the stands, that means you can't trust your players because ultimately he was in
Of
the
course,
stands.
they're young
He wasn't-
players.
So he wasn't, and these are the players that you've got. These are the ones that you're vouching for. These are the ones that you're riding for. Pools,
And that's
So
why
for
Poch
me-
can't be getting sent off like that, bro. Because clearly they needed him there.
You're missing the point. You can't say just because the manager was in the stands that they didn't perform well. Ultimately, you have to have these players that you trust. You have to have the players that you know what he's in the stands. He's literally not in. He's not like in another country. He's there watching. So they should.
I'm not saying that's the reason why they perform like that. I'm saying that could have played a part because, like I've said, they were playing like delinquents yesterday, bro. Like I've said, Pochettino wasn't there. That was our worst performance of the season. Put 2 and 2 together. Clearly, they needed someone there, and they weren't trying to listen to my man because how they were playing was I haven't seen us play like that once this year. You guys have seen I've spoken about us in the build up in terms of our movement on the pitch, how we look, like we're well drilled. Yesterday, it was a shit show, bro. Badia Shield, I love him. He was shocking yesterday. Yeah, kept giving the ball away into the midfield. Do you know what I'm saying?
Thiago Silva
as well. Position. Thiago Silva, he's another experienced player. Look how shocking he was yesterday. Every single player was shocking. Reece James losing his head like that. Like the game was lost. Why are you going to get yourself sent off? Because I don't even know if Gusto's going to be fit for the Brighton game. Yeah?
We need to
That was
speak
just
on that
very,
more, yeah.
very naive. Yeah,
Quickly,
very,
Dom,
very
this is
naive.
why I think the captaincy was a bit too premature for him because yes, he's proper Chelsea, come through the academy.
Hold
all
on,
that,
Ross.
that's all nice.
Let's speak about the game before we speak about Reece James, yeah. But listen, it was a very naive performance yesterday, like I said. And like I said, the reason why I'm bringing Poch up, not being there on the side, is because I was looking at a team that looked so immature and just looked like they wanted to do whatever, right? And a big part of that, like I said, is Poch wasn't there, bro. Let's be real, he wasn't there. I'm not saying that's why we lost. We should have still been able to take it to.
So why are you mentioning it then? Why are you mentioning it?
Because it's a factor, bro. It's a factor, and it's an annoying factor.
You're using it as an excuse then.
I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm saying that's how I'm saying how they were.
You don't mention it if it's not an excuse, Don. You don't need to mention it. You don't need to even raise our attention to it if it's not your excuse, bro.
No. The reason why I'm mentioning it is because I haven't seen my team play.
No, we know that the reason you're using it is because it's an excuse, bro. That's the only reason you mentioned it.
Hold on.
Otherwise, don't mention it. Otherwise, do not mention it, bro. Do not mention it if it's not an excuse.
This is another thing. Quickly. This is another thing. This ain't the 80s, bro. This ain't the 80s. There's walkie-talkies. There's things where you can transmit messages from the stands, bro. That's not really an excuse. You can't say just. I'm not saying we lost the game because Poch wasn't there. I'm saying when I was watching these lot yesterday, they looked like a team that were just doing whatever. That's what I'm saying. You're saying it's a factor.
Because Poch wasn't there, yeah, like you just said.
Hold on. And the fact
you
that
need
Poch
the captain on the pitch to tell everyone what they should be doing.
And the fact that Poch wasn't there doesn't help because obviously your manager is going to be shouting at the players, telling them what to do. Let's not act like our managers don't talk. Poch is very vocal.
Wait, Don. If your players,
this is
bro. Isn't there? Wait, but Don, if your manager isn't there to shout out those instructions, you're not supposed to be looking at your senior players to be doing that. But
and they were crap. That's my point. And they were crap.
They were doing yesterday.
And that's
you know what, Don? You know what the maddest thing is, Don? You know what the maddest thing is? Your captain, what George is saying, and I agree with it. Your captain actually epitomized what you're doing because before the red card that James done, if you look at it, Sterling was giving away stupid fouls. Gallagher was. There was bare like kicking the ball away. Your man was picking up yellow cards for kicking the ball away. Your bare frustration. I was thinking in my head, yes, Poch ain't there, but surely if you've got your Reece James there or whoever it is on the pitch, people have got to try and step up. But getting cheap yellow cards for kicking the ball away and doing them stupid fouls. Bro, Newcastle fed on that. You lot were bottling.
And this is what I'm saying, Ty. The facts of the matter is, yeah. Again, Poch not being there isn't an excuse. I'm saying it could have played. No. We lost our head, and players on the pitch, like I said, individually, everyone was poor yesterday. From the experienced players, from the young players, and like I've said, the fact that Poch wasn't there, it definitely did not help because everyone yesterday it was a shit show, absolute shit show. There's no excuses whatsoever, bro. I came into this game, I said it's not going to be an easy game. Newcastle going to be well drilled, but let's be honest, Newcastle didn't really have to do much. You get what I'm saying? Individually, we were shocking. Defensively, we were shocking. Do you get what I'm saying? It was just a shit show, man. And bro, I can't even analyze the game. There's nothing really for me to analyze. Like we missed
even Thiago Silva, bro. Thiago Silva's falling over the ball in the first half, goes out for a corner. Second half, man's doing a back pass and basically miskicks it. He's one of your leaders. 39 years of age.
He should have been the manager on the pitch. He should have been
Brazilian. I can do this,
bro. He should have been the manager on the pitch, and I was seeing him just doing what he was doing at the start of the season. Do you get what I'm saying? It was just an absolute shit show, man. Absolute shit show. Absolute shit show.
I don't know if you lot what network you lot were watching, but I don't know if you recall after the third goal, the camera switched to Pochettino, and I don't know how old most of the panel are, but it reminded me of like I think 95 or 96 FA Cup final when Glenn Hoddle was on the sideline getting his tracksuit off, ready to play player manager for Chelsea in a 4-0 defeat at Manchester United. That's what it took me back to. Cools, Commodore, Auto Glass. That's what I think when I see Chelsea now, because that's those are the times we're going back to. And Chelsea fans just need to accept that, bro.
No.
Let's need to accept it.
Let's get to the actual real meat bones of the whole thing.
Get there.
Someone's blowing into their mic.
Yeah,
hardcore. Pause.
Basically, Don, you literally have overrated a few of your players. I think the fact that you've got your Gallagher, who's one of your best centre mids, you've got Enzo, who's playing poorly.
Excel bully.
Fair play. You've got what's his name, Sterling stepping up. Fair play. You've also got goals from your striker, but he's not good enough. We know that your centre back, Badia Shile, he's he looks to be half decent, but he's not that guy. You've got your keeper.
Yeah, that poor game.
We know Sanchez is not good enough, so I'm not going to put him in that category because you've never rated him like that. But you've got players in your squad who are just they're just overrated. They're not good enough, and I think Enzo epitomizes it. And Reece James, for whatever reason, can we stop saying he's the overall best right back in the league? Because he's not. Because he's not shown that those performances over 5 games, even 5 games. Don. Over 5 games, can you tell me when he has played well? He's either not been fit because he's obviously had 2 bad injuries. Fine, I'll give you that. Or on top of that, he's just not played well and he gets himself sent off.
I read a stat. I don't know how true this is, but apparently he's not played 3 games in a row since 2021. I don't know how true this is. I just saw it. That is crazy. If that's true, Don, that is crazy.
If it's true, then obviously it's fitness, not because of his football.
Yeah, but fitness is relevant, bro. Fitness is an attribute.
How can you put him as
Did fitness get him sent off yesterday?
And how many times have I come on here and said I don't speak about Reece James like that until he can prove his fitness? So I don't
Okay,
understand
cool.
what people
So
What about his mentality, bruv? That's what we're trying to ask about
This
yesterday.
is my point, though, Don. This is my point. Your players, they're good on paper, but they're not good when they actually, in the actuality of it all, they don't perform. They don't do anything. They don't show what they
Ali,
actually.
I can't lie. You're right now, bro. You're waffling, man. Because end of the day, yesterday, bro. Yesterday was our worst performance. No one turned up yesterday. Yeah, are we gonna go back and speak about the game against Man City?
Hold
one game. You don't go back into
No. I'm giving examples of games of where we've turned up and looked good, bro. It was a shit performance today. And it's no. Daps. Don't get defensive because it's your team, bro.
No, I'm not, bro.
The situation. We played well against you lot, and everyone came on here saying they didn't expect Chelsea to play like that, and we did. For you to try and say, yeah, your players are crappy and all of this, yeah, bro. You're picking one game, bro. I can pick multiple games, bro. Liverpool.
Tell us about multiple games. Chelsea have been good. Multiple games, please.
I can tell you. I just told you, bro. Against Arsenal, Lee was saying we've got no chance, and then look what happened. They had their first shot after 75 minutes. Yeah, it was a shit performance from everyone. Let's not talk like we haven't got good players. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
You're 10.
Okay, but guess what? We gave you your best performance. How about that?
Okay, you did. You were very good against us, but
you're still 10th.
Lee, don't worry. I will let you land.
How about that? I know. I scored 4 goals against you. How about that?
I came on and gave you credit, but this is not again about City. This is about your club.
I'm debating what Lee just said about our players, overrating our players. It was a shit performance.
But we're not talking about the City game. We're not talking about the City game. We're not talking about the City game. Let Lee, Don, let Lee finish on this one. I agree with that. He's talking about this game.
You're proving our point. As Dap said, you're picking 1, 2, 3 games over a course of, let's say this has been 2. You've been in this dump for 2 years now, not 1, 2. So you look like right now, you look like a mid-table team. Just facts. That's what you look like for the foreseeable future. So what I'm saying to you is, when we talk about Bruno Fernandes, we speak about moments in the season. We don't talk about 3, 4 games in a row. Why? Because we know he's not consistently good. Your players, they will show glimpses, but they're not good players. You're going to keep telling me they turn up this game, they turn up that game, but they're not. You're overrating a lot of these players. And the reason why is because you can't trust them, because you shouldn't need your manager to hold your hand.
That's why you sat there with Robbie saying that you prefer Caicedo over Rice, isn't it? That's why you sat there, but now he's not good because he plays for Chelsea.
Hold on a second. I'm
saying yourself so much, bro.
Wait, hold on, Don. I'm not talking about Caicedo. I'm saying overall, your captain.
Let me go next.
Your players, your captain, epitomizes your club, because Reece James, people hold him as the best right back in the league, but he's not overall. But he's not. And the reason why is because people look at him and put him as a paper team, and put your team as a paper team. They look good on paper, but when it comes to it, you don't perform consistently. And it's facts, because you're 10th.
That's what I've come to realize.
And that's the problem.
Hold on, Lee. The thing is, you're drawing out Reece James like he's been poor this season, yeah, bro. Against Liverpool, the first game of the season, he was good. Against Spurs the other week, he was good. Yesterday, he had a shit show of a performance, but let's not ignore the good performances that he's had this game, bro. Against Man City, he was solid. He locked up goal. We're talking like Reece James has been shit or something. He's just been
good against Spurs. That's a bit shameless, though.
He was good against Spurs. He's not shameless. Even quick team. Oh, it doesn't matter. That's not our problem, bro. And even before they got men sent off, he was good. That's not our problem. They got men sent off. Like, I don't get that logic.
Don, can I just say one thing? Yeah, right. So, in fact, 2 things. Then I know Kunle wants to go. Firstly, as a season, because we are talking now about your club this season. When you're talking about a season and how a player or a team is performing, you should never need to go, well, in this game and this game and this game. We are talking about the season, yeah? I could pull out and say that a player has had...
You just contradict yourself. We're talking about the season, but you can't talk about this game and this game and this game.
No,
that
doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Overall, it does. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. What I am talking about is that is not the season. That is selective games. Overall, if you are 10...
What are you talking about? The season involves selective games.
Don't let him land.
Because he's waffling, bro. Like, if you're gonna say something, don't waffle.
I'm waffling in it. It's fine.
Bro, let him finish his point, then say he's waffling if you think that. Do you get what I'm saying?
But Ty, to be frank with you, what I am saying is not waffling. And
Don, no, I know, but I'm trying to say, Don, come back after you.
Saying that is not a response. If I am telling you, overall as a season, yeah, it is not about, because a season is 38 games. Arsenal last season could go, well, you know what? We were first for 97% of the time, right? The season is the whole season. When you are saying 3-4 games, that you can pin out when you've played, 15 games in all competitions, you can't tell me, well, he's been good in 4 games. That's the first thing. Secondly, what you said about Lee wanting Caicedo over Rice, right? Yes, Lee did say that. But guess what, Don? In this content creation world, you're very focused on always being right, where actually for your club, sometimes it's about being wrong. And as a neutral, who rates Rice and Caicedo, Rice this season is a country mile ahead of Caicedo. So guess what? Lee was wrong. But if we're talking about the players, whether you say, haha, Lee, you were wrong, Rice has been better than Caicedo. So again, we're talking about the performance of your players, not about who is right and who is wrong.
But listen, Daps, this is where you're struggling to comprehend what I'm saying. Lee literally just said that we're overrating our players and our players aren't good. I have to disagree with that. I'm sorry, because that's just cap, right? We've got good players in this team, and they didn't turn up yesterday. When we played Arsenal,
Can I
take this one?
Yesterday was our worst performance. No. You can't say, okay, in front of goal, we've been shocking, right? And if we had better finishes, we'd be a lot higher than where we are in the league, because a lot of our losses or draws this year have been because of poor finishing and poor individual mistakes at the back, right? But for Lee to turn around and make a blanket statement and say none of your players are good, right? Because of a shocking performance yesterday.
I didn't say that.
You literally said that our team is overrated and we haven't got any good players. Is what you said. That's what you said, yeah?
I said
you're the same person that when we faced you're the same person that when we faced Arsenal, you literally said, Chelsea were good, but we didn't turn up. We didn't do what we had to do, and this, that. I'm telling you about us yesterday, yeah. No one turned up, bro. No one. Like I said, the only person that I could look at that was half decent in that first half was Enzo Fernandez. Apart from that, no one else turned up. No one, bro.
Do you know why? Do you know why Lee making that statement and you making that statement are two very different things? Because we're top of the league and you're 10th, my brother. So you lot being off, has that been happening multiple games this season? Because you're 10th. The table does not lie. Number 2, you're ignoring the fact that Chelsea have conceded. Hold on, Chelsea, but they're still above you. Chelsea have conceded 8 goals in the last 2 games. Are we forgetting that? 8 goals in 2 games. You can prop up the whole we scored 4 against City and blah blah blah. You conceded 8 goals in 2 games, my brother. Let's not ignore that fact. You've won 1 game in 5. One game in 5. You guys are against a team with 9 men. Other than that, you can't get the job done. Like I don't even know the last time you won at Stamford Bridge. You're propping up players that don't deserve to be propped up. Don, at the start of the season, I said you lot are a mess. I do not trust your manager, and I believe you're going to finish in the top 6. You're going to finish 6th as the very best. I said those things, and what followed that those assumptions was, Don, you don't know ball, Arsenal hate, and blah 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 blah, because you're blind to see the reality of your team. Your team are washed, bro. At the end of the day, they're washed. And what you're gonna say is, if we're so washed, why do we take a point off Man City and Chelsea? Like, is that really what we're doing here? So what? Wolves must be a sick team because they beat City. Then Wolves are gonna fucking challenge for the top 4 now because they beat City. Don't ask me any question. I don't want any question yet. I don't want any question yet.
Before you come in, Lee, let me ask you a question, yeah, Kunle. So from the take that,
as long as it's about Chelsea.
Okay, it is about Chelsea. So basically what you're saying is, you believe that Chelsea are going to perform the way we did yesterday, every single game going forward. Then do you believe that we're going to perform like that going forward? Yes or no?
Bro, where did I say that, bro?
You've literally just got into my team. You've literally just got into my team and you're grilling us, yeah? So I'm asking you.
Because you're 10th place, bro.
I know where we are.
Even you've only had that one.
I know where we are.
Okay, you're 10th, but you say you've only had that one bad game that you're off, but you're 10th, bro. Oh, sorry, 11th.
Kunle, I've asked you a question. Do you believe?
No, I don't.
Do you believe that we will perform like this going forward? Yes or no? That was our worst performance of the season.
Yes, I do see you performing like that again. Not for every game this season, but I see it happening again.
The problem is, Don, is the way that you talk about your team. Even just last week, well, the week before last week, because we had international break, when you were talking about if my team don't beat Manchester United, someone needs to slap. These are your words.
They do. They do.
If you guys don't win next week, You need to slap someone. That's what you said. So
Don, let me just.
You don't know that video when the coach goes around and slaps all the players.
Literally,
Yeah.
when we create all these chances, my team, and again, this week you use the same excuse. They just didn't finish. We created chances.
I didn't say that. No. It was more than that. It was more than just finishing chances.
Okay, wait.
Everyone was crap.
Okay, Don, I hear that. You had a really bad game. Everyone had a bad game. But you like to highlight that every time. But without realizing, your team's never going to be able to finish chances, my brother. You're always going to have this problem. 6 months
But when we do, George, hold on.
6 months down the line, we're still going to be hearing, they didn't finish their chances today. If we finish chances and we create the same amount of chances. Go on.
You see, my thing is, Donish, yeah? The first thing when we was talking about Arsenal, what was you saying? It's not sustainable. We need to do this. We need to do that. We're not good enough. You don't think that Arsenal are going to win the league, right? So when we talk about Chelsea, we use exactly the same measuring stick. We try and say, look, your players are very inconsistent. You put them on a pedestal. You put Sterling, you put all of these players, you put Leslie, you put Badiashile, you put Thiago, so you put all of these players on a pedestal which they don't deserve to be on.
What pedestal exactly? What pedestal exactly?
And when I spoke about Reece James, I think that he typifies your type of player that you have. Enzo, all these he typifies the kind of players you have, because he is this player that is spoken about on levels that unfortunately currently he shouldn't be spoken about. People still speak about him saying that he's the best right back overall. People say that Enzo, he's the best 6 or he's the best 8 in the league or one of the best.
Who said that?
He's not.
Who said that?
You talk about you even talk about Cole Palmer. You talk about Cole Palmer. He's been good, but he's not been the best overall in the league. But people put him in it, and all I'm saying to you is, your players are very inconsistent. They're not good enough. And for you, you're going to talk about your manager not being there, and you're using that as a reason or something that is being there is why he wasn't, this guy that we would say he wasn't the team that they were yesterday. Ultimately, for me, if you're saying that your manager wasn't there and that's one of the reasons why you lost, that's a bigger problem, because ultimately, if your manager's not there and you need your manager to hold his hands, Pep, wasn't he in Spain a few weeks ago for operation, and Man City still won? So my thing is,
Man City have a bunch of experienced players. You're talking about a young team here that needs some guidance.
But we weren't allowed to use your lack of experience against you guys, John. So don't use it now. You said that lack of experience weren't an issue. You guys can finish top 4, you said, even with the lack of experience, bro. Start of the season, you said you're finishing 3rd, yes or no? Did you say you're finishing 3rd at the start of the season? Yes or no?
Was I right?
Did you say? Yes or no, Don? Did you say 3rd this season?
Last night is
let me respond.
So as long as you're responding to this question I'm asking you, did you say you're going to finish 3rd this season?
I'm going to respond to the question. I did say we're going to finish 3rd. Then I changed it.
Based on what? Based on what?
Then I changed it to 4th. Did I change it to 4th? Yeah, we've already gone through that. If you want to talk about based on what, go back to that stream in the summer that we made. Yeah, but like I said, so don't go on as if I've ignored the fact that we've got a young team, because I've been banging on about.
I don't know what was the answer to that question.
Go on.
No, he did say that. He did say the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said 3rd. Then I said 4th. Then I put Liverpool ahead of us. I said Liverpool 4th. Right.
After how long? How long did he change?
Don't go on like I haven't acknowledged that we haven't got a young team, because when Poch is playing these young players out of position, I've been banging on saying, listen, don't play these young players out of position where they need to be developing, and played in their right role where they know what they.
But you only think that's going to affect you by one position, Don. That experience you think is going to affect you by one position in the table. So can't use it now.
Hold on. This is my team that I watch week in, week out. I haven't seen my team perform that badly, all season. That was our worst performance. And like I've said, the way I described I watched us playing yesterday, bro, it's like bro, it was a loose.
It's a one-off, It's a one-off, Don. It's a one-off. That's why you're
saying. Daps, you know what I heard? You know what I heard on I heard on Terrace the other day. I said this is what I think. This guy called David, Chelsea fan, he was like, the reason why people are bigging up Declan Rice is because Arsenal aren't actually playing well, but
as well.
He looks good in a team that are not playing well, whereas Enzo, the whole team aren't playing well, and even when he looks good, it's because the team aren't playing well that you guys don't see it. I'm like, what is going on here?
I'm struggling.
And that's how all these Chelsea men feel.
But
Enzo is not good enough.
Ty,
That's
I've
the
already,
facts.
I've already acknowledged, that yesterday was our worst performance and it was a shit show. Literally, I can't even analyze the game, bro. Jude's,
But
you're
you're
talking about finishing and all of that, bro. I haven't even brought that up because overall,
you mentioned
it was
that.
just.
You said, but you
did.
said the whole.
You know what it is?
performance was bad, but you
We
also
did miss a few chances.
You said the lack of poor finishing. You still mentioned that. That's what I heard.
Of course, because it was part of the game. It was part of the game, but it was more than that yesterday. It was more than that yesterday.
Wait, you failed to realize, Don, that is a line that you recycle every single time you guys.
Because it's something that I see weekly, bro. It's something that I see weekly.
You know what?
This
This is what I was going to say.
3-4 years at Chelsea, that's the problem. It's a 4-year problem, not this season problem. So it's not going to get fixed anytime soon. Is that something you need to realize? We realize that you don't realize that. You think the finishing is going to get better as the weeks go on. It isn't. It's not better in the past 2 years.
You don't listen to me enough. You don't listen to me enough then, because I've literally said in front of goal we are hot and cold. We're very inconsistent. I was literally on stream with Cass and Rory the other day. Yeah, I said you don't know what Chelsea are going to turn up in front of goal. Yeah. Daps was like, the Chelsea, I don't see Chelsea scoring anything against us lot and this, that. And guess what? We scored 4 goals against them lot. Yeah.
He's
against
doing
Brentford.
His
We scored. Hold on.
Okay.
Against
Bro,
Brentford.
he's insatiable about it.
I'm giving examples of how inconsistent.
But
we
you
are.
still believe they're going to finish fourth,
I
Don.
have-
So all these excuses you're
already-
giving are irrelevant.
Hold on, Kunle. I have already spoken about how inconsistent we are multiple times. I haven't gone into every single game saying,
Confused and convinced. That
You know what it is, yeah? You know what it is?
I speak about it weekly, bro. I speak about
I know we've got to move on. I know we've got to move on to
issue
City
weekly.
Liverpool. I've got to run through some super chats quickly, and then I'm going to come back to you, Don. I'm going to go on to City.
You lot
Liverpool.
don't listen. You lot don't listen, bro.
No, we listen.
Hold it, Don. Hold it, man.
Hold on, Ty, one sec. We do listen, Don, but what you do is, you are... Kunle called it out and he's spot on that you hit us with so much. Now, sometimes you are right. Agreed. Sometimes you are right, but sometimes you are wrong, bro. Like the whole thing is potential is all great. But what we were saying in the summer, we were saying you're going to lack the experience. Now, you might have said that it is a concern, but you're like, nah, we'll be fine because you might have said how it can be good in the future, but you haven't acknowledged. And even now with the games, you are pulling up individual games and saying, we're inconsistent. But ultimately,
As a collective,
you're 10th. So it's not good enough. And you don't acknowledge that enough, bro, that it is not good enough. Like,
Don't come back to it. Don, wait. Let me go for super chats.
I can't believe what I'm hearing, bro.
1 second.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Man ain't listening to me enough.
I'm muting you for 1 minute. Don, I had to mute you
We're
for 1
listening,
minute.
but you're not hearing us. That's the issue.
Don, I had to mute you just for 1 minute. I'm not taking the disrespect. What's it called? Super chats and Arnie member for 9 months. Streets are saying Enzozo Shelby,
No. Don't do that. Shelby scored. Shelby contributed to wins. Don't do that, please.
Big up Shelby. No, Shelby's techie still. Him and Huddersfield.
I paid him.
What Havertz has contributed to more wins than Enzo? Is that what we're saying? Here?
Let me run through this.
More goals than Jesus and Martinelli, I believe, this season.
Right, only for a sec, because there's 6 of them. Let me run through them while I'm in banging through. Aya says Don needs to seriously explain what the difference is between Enzo and Arsenal's El Neni. The comments aren't holding back today. Big up Kizzy as well.
Wow. I felt that one.
Chelsea took their back shots and laid their dirty gal. and Ardy says, Don, you're doing what United fans have been doing for years. And I'm going to come to this, Don, before we go on to City Liverpool, actually. Ed says, Enzo charged with fraud, warrant out for his arrest. And then another one from Aya as well says, potential can only take you so far at 10th. Guys, make sure you do smash the like.
Is there any more super chats? Hold on. This was from Thursday, yeah? This was from Thursday. So me, Cass, and who was it? Jay and Rory. Jay and Rory. We were on stream. Yeah. This is my words. Yeah.
Where you're wrong, please.
I guarantee this move proves nothing.
Hold on, Daps. Hold on.
No, but big up to Newcastle.
Wait.
We're not giving Newcastle enough credit.
Yeah, this is what I want to do.
No, before we go into Newcastle, let me just hold on 2 seconds, bro. Yeah.
This one time a band camp.
We had a front three of Broja, Gallagher, and Mason Mount. Yeah, that's how bad we was last year. We had 12 injuries at that point as well. So this time around, bro, after that performance up against City, we can't follow it up and do what we did against Brentford. Do you know what I mean? Having a good game against Arsenal, going to Brentford and losing at home like that. We need to now follow up on that and start climbing up the table, man. Look where we are. We're 10th. You know what I'm saying? That's disgusting. I'm glad. Okay, but I'm happy with where we are, aren't I? I'm happy with where we are. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Yeah.
Wait, what was the whole point of that voice note just now?
The point is apparently I don't I don't acknowledge where we are. I'm happy with where we are. Yeah,
Bro,
I
you
don't
still
that's
think
the
this
same.
10th place team are gonna finish 4th? So that voice note was a waste of time, bro. You still think this 10th place
Listen, I
team
want to speak
who
about
can't
it.
score goals,
I want to
Hey,
who
speak
Kunle,
got
about
schooled at St James's Park in front of the Gallagher end, 4-1 away from home, talking about them finishing 4th. But we don't need to hear voice notes like that, bro. We just need you to change your expectations.
Guess what?
Are you
You
finishing
know
in the
what,
top
John,
4
I do
or
want
the
to
top
say
6?
something. Yeah, I do want to say something because I want to do bring Roms in for his say on Newcastle because I think as much as you get your cooking, Newcastle also deserve their flowers because obviously they've got mad injuries and like someone said earlier, the 17-year-old Lewis Miley coming in, great assist and touch from Isaac as well to finish that. I think I went into that game. Yeah, I said 2 things this weekend when I was on with Daps and Cass. I said Liverpool would get a result at City. I said I feel like they'll get a draw. And then I said that I thought Chelsea would go to Newcastle and beat them because the timing. And this is Newcastle, St James's Park, hard stadium to go to. But I thought, you know what? Chelsea have not backed up their results. You saw it against like the Man City. You saw it against Arsenal. You then play Brentford at home, for example, and you go and lose 2-0. So every time Chelsea might get a good result, they're not able to then back it up. And what I feel you're doing, Don, and this is no disrespect to you, because I think you know your football, yeah, but it's kind of like where United are, what someone said in the super chat. I feel like every week, yeah, is that you're saying and hoping that something's going to change or it's going to click. But the truth is, you might just have to say,
Law of averages, bro. Law of averages.
I like Poch, I like my manager, but this year we're probably going to be a bit crap and next year we'll go again. But I feel like you feel like it's going to click this year. But unfortunately, it might not. And you've just got to accept it's going to be up and downs. And you've got to just say, do you know what? Next year might be our year. Because I feel like you're optimistic.
Nah, Ty, we don't want him to change. We don't want him to change. We need him like this every damn week. We need him like this every week. We don't want Don. We don't want you to change. This same delusional Don. We want you every week. Please don't listen to Ty.
Anyway, just one last point, yeah. Multiple people have asked me, do you think Chelsea have turned the corner? And every single time I've said no. I've said they haven't showed me enough to say that they've turned the corner. I take it game, but I'm still taking it game by game, bro. So what you've just said is where I am.
Okay.
That's literally where I am.
So
you get what I'm saying?
Are you finishing 4th, Don? Are you finishing 4th this season, Don?
Hey, don't ask big boy questions, man. Come back in January, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay, we're doing that one. But Newcastle, Rob.
I will say though, shout out to Newcastle because apparently I didn't know they had 14 injuries. 14 injuries, and they still beat Chelsea with that squad who was what maybe let's say $500 million, and they've still beaten them.
You know what?
But their players aren't overrated, their players aren't overrated, though.
I'm going to come to you because I feel like when they take the 1-0 lead and then it goes 1-1, Chelsea have got that quality on the pitch. You're looking on paper, thinking they might go on in the second half. Are Newcastle going to be able to find another gear because the impact of the bench and stuff ain't there? But for me, do you know what it is about them, Roms? And I saw it when they played us in the Carabao Cup. It doesn't matter kind of what players are on the pitch. Obviously, the quality does drop off when they've got injuries. But when they played us in the Carabao and come to Old Trafford, the team spirit, but also they all know their job. So whether it's a player A, player B, or player C, they all know what they're doing. And the high energy, it showed yesterday. And do you know what? Run their props, man, because big up to Newcastle.
You know what? Livramento, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think it was his 2nd or 3rd Premier League start.
It was.
Again, Cobham graduate. He was amazing. But Lewis Miley, right? I was speaking to Don during the game. And where Lewis Miley literally showed Enzo, this is what you should be doing. A 17-year-old Geordie showed Enzo, big boy Enzo, what he should be doing in that second half. And there was a key moment, right? Gallagher goes through on goal off is it a Nick Pope mistake? So I'll make the mistake. If Gallagher scores that, it could have been a different game. After that St James Park got galvanized. After he missed that, you saw a different Newcastle. I think Joe Linton was excellent. I know he's not had the best of times with Brazil, got sent off in that, but I think he had a point to prove. He's like, you know, I let my country down in a big game, Argentina versus Brazil. He had a point to prove. Anthony Gordon. Now, I know Kendall's in the chat. A few Newcastle fans I spoke to on Twitter, they weren't sold on him when he signed him. And I said, I know a lot of people aren't his biggest fan.
Neither was I, bro.
This guy in the big games, he shows up against us, against City last season, against Arsenal this season. He shows up. People need to start putting more respect on Anthony Gordon. I think Almiron had a good game. Isaac, one of the best strikers in the league. The minute I heard he was starting, my prediction was 2-1 Chelsea. I'll be on it. No, sorry, 1-1 Chelsea. But I said if I had to pick a winner,
I love how you said that, bro. No, but it's true. You not celebrate draws anyway. 1-1 Chelsea, 4-4 Chelsea, 2-2 Chelsea, all of that.
You know what it is? My thing was if I had to pick a winner, I thought, you know what? Maybe whenever I think Chelsea possibly turn a corner, they just tell me to shut up. No, we haven't. We're still that kindergarten team, right? But Isaac speaks for itself. I think Livramento was excellent. I think Nick Pope made some key saves. Even Enzo had a shot that looked like it was going in. Nick Pope made a good shot. I think Newcastle, people need to give them more credit because, like Lee said, depleted team, whether it was injuries or suspension. I don't know what it is about that ground, but it's not easy, and they'll take points off a lot of the other big teams as well.
Wait, I need to ask you a question because you're like you're Chelsea's secret fan. Like, let's not hide this. We all know
I'm everyone's fan. Arsenal, Chelsea.
No. Because Roms, there's a specific tweet I'm talking about because I remember when the Chelsea run come out. There was a thick run. I know what you're going on about. Brentford, since the Arsenal game, all the way going through to the Man United game in 2 weeks. You said they're going to get 4 wins. They're now currently with 1 win. Where are the other wins coming from, my brother?
United, right? Sorry.
Tell us the next 3 fixtures. What are the next 3 fixtures, George?
They're going to get 4 wins out of the 6. Was it 7 games?
Who they got? They got Brighton next. Then who? Who you got after Brighton, Don?
United.
Cool. I'm saying Kaz ain't gonna like this. Ty ain't gonna like this. United fans ain't gonna like this. Chelsea beat United. Clip this up, please, because you know when they say the table, you know when they say the table doesn't lie. You know when they say the table doesn't lie, yeah, the table lies when it comes to United. How they are 6th position, I do not know. They are scumming their way through the season. Chelsea will show that Chelsea are a better team than United.
You know how to get the at least United to finish the job.
They're a better team.
Hey, Roms, is it true that
is it Roms? They only get 2 wins now.
Is it true that Endo has better GA than Enzo? Is that real? Is that a real
this
stat?
season? Yeah.
Tell me that's a lie, bro. Tell me that's a lie. Don, tell me that is not a real stat. Endo the road has more GA than Enzo, Mr. 120. That's not real. That can't be real.
Lee, I want to ask you something. Lee, I want to ask you something. We're talking on the Newcastle thing. I don't want us to derail because we've got to go into Man City and Liverpool 100%. Guys, make sure you smash the like. Still over 1,100 of you here. And Francis has also said, best show on YouTube. Don is funny as well. Big up for the compliments and that. Love that. Big up the panel. Make sure you check all that. Make sure you check all their man's channels down below, people. So if you like the people in here as well, make sure you go and show love for the love, man, and like the video if you're new and subscribe. Lee, as much as we give Newcastle praise, I don't think people have even spoke enough about them being in Europe because I feel like in Europe, obviously, no, as in getting into Europe next year, because they're in Europe now, the Champions League. And I know it's a bit of half and half. You know, they've got PSG, got a tough way game at the moment, but they kind of overachieved last year. But because they're in Europe this year, people are naturally thinking, oh, they haven't got the squad or they might drop off. And they're struggling a little bit in the league. You know, they lost to Bournemouth, but then they bounced back this week now. Do you think people are underrating them and underestimating them in terms of they could get back in the Champions League this year as well? Or do you think Newcastle are just going to have a few results like this, but they'll finish in the top 6, top 7?
I mean, I genuinely do think that Newcastle do have quite a few injuries, so it's hard to give a real, understanding of them. But for me, look, I think they'll compete for the top 4. I don't think they will. I do definitely think the top 3 right now will stay the same, and it will be I think it will be actually between Aston Villa and, funny enough, Man United. I just see something with Man United where they can grind out a way to win. They were
for what? Aston Villa for what? What position?
For top 4. For top 4.
Villa. I had them sit. Start the season. I had them sit.
I think genuinely.
Villa.
The thing is, no, I think it'll be them 3. I think Newcastle, Man United, and Aston Villa. Because Aston Villa, yes, they're in Europe, but they're playing in Europa League. It's not Europa League. The tier below.
I didn't know you rated Villa like that. Okay.
That's Emery playing in the Europa League, though.
The games are easy. So
he switches off after like 30 games.
I'm not going to credit Newcastle at all. But you know what? I wanted to ask you, everybody on the panel, Ty, who would you rather, Livramento or Reece James?
Ooh, are we really doing this
right now?
I would rather
Livramento. I'm saying it because and wait, tell me why. Because wait, why? Because I know Livramento is more available than Reece James.
Yeah.
Not because he's a better player.
Livramento is cold. I'm not disrespecting him.
Don't change. Never change.
Reece James is better than them, though. Reece James is better. Don't do that, Gunali. But availability wise.
The Chelsea fans are going to come with the lazy answer. One retained his place and one got sold. They were both at the same club. That's what the Chelsea fans are going to say. But word to what? Who just said it about availability? Because Livramento is more available.
Yeah.
It's closer than you think. Reece James obviously the better right back. Come on, let's be honest now.
Yeah, that's
if he never plays,
not according to Lee. That's the scary part. Not according to Lee.
If he never plays.
Listen, for
That's
me,
what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie. Reece James is not the
Kendall's
guy.
here now.
I'll be real. He's not the game that people. He's
Yeah.
not the guy people think he is. He isn't. And listen, fair play. I'll go even if I go one step further. Who you taking? Chelsea's fullbacks currently, or are you taking the fullbacks at Newcastle? Even Trippier.
That's a better question.
Listen, I'm telling you now.
I really don't get this because our fullbacks have been good. We just had a shit
Look at what
performance
Newcastle did yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Even the fact that Newcastle, as Ty said, look how well they played when it was 1-1. They still came back and they still came. And listen, even forget the third goal, even to remove the third and the fourth goal, they still created another great chance to make it 2-1. And remember, Joe Linton missed an open goal from the back post as well. So I think Newcastle deserve a lot of credit. And listen, I'm not even Newcastle's biggest fan. I don't really like them. I don't like the manager, but you have to give them credit because they turned up against Arsenal. They did their job. They turned up against Newcastle, against Chelsea, and they absolutely obliterated you and just made you look like nothing. So for me,
and you know what's more impressive as well, Lee, yeah? Do you know what I rate Lee as well? Is that when you're Newcastle, it's the fact that they've won them games, because Arsenal game was obviously a very it weren't the best game to watch on the eye, but it was very competitive. You could tell that maybe one goal, but they could have lost that. So that's another game you could look at and be like, right, they could have lost that. The Chelsea game, yes, they won 4-1, but before the game, a lot of people were saying Chelsea could get a result. So on paper, another one they could have lost, but they've come through both. And now their next home game, who is it? Man United next Saturday. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Bro, I'm scared because I know I'm going to them trenches. I know what's coming. Away. St. James's next Saturday, 8 p.m. at night. I know what's coming. But anyway, I'm going to save that, but that just shows you what the form is of Newcastle. Guys, we're 13 likes away from 400. So if you can see this, 13 likes from 400. Please get them up. Great show so far.
Thank you to everyone that's got it up that high as well, because it's good to see the numbers back.
Yeah, man. It's good to see the numbers back like this and everyone enjoying it. And you know what? What did I say?
Everyone else got it up that high. Hey, whoa.
It's Christmas.
Guys, make sure you
They're asking where you're munching. They're asking where you're munching. Is that favourites?
Munching?
Yeah, what were you eating just then?
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's a vape, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
Early in the stream.
Favorite chicken. Still,
someone tweeted me in the show.
You got one up there, but that's. I thought that was just the South London.
No,
someone everywhere, bro. Favorites everywhere, bro.
Someone said, "Is that comfort eating?" I was like, "Yo,
yeah."
You know what? Yeah,
I saw that.
Can we speak about Liverpool? Can we speak about Liverpool team?
We're gonna get into. So first and foremost, it's a hard for me to talk on pause, right? Because I'm going to be completely 100. I didn't watch the game because for once, and I have an annual day out with my day ones, my best friends, every year, last weekend of November, and I tried to get 8-9 tickets to the City game in the South Stand, but that weren't happening. So we were out at a brunch in London, and it's mad. I didn't watch it. Then I was out drinking. I've only seen the highlights. Obviously, I was following it on my phone. I can't talk on it. From what I've seen, we probably had more chances, but ultimately, if we had chances and didn't take them, it is what it is. This whole narrative that this is like I said, every game apart from Tottenham away and Liverpool away, for me, we should be winning, right? Just because of that's the expectations, But a draw with going into the game, I was saying I expect us to win, but this is Liverpool. We have to respect them. I'm not mad at a draw. So I don't know this narrative that a draw against Liverpool is a bad result when we all know Liverpool are at their best when they play City. I don't think it's a bad result at all. I really don't.
You know what?
Our bench looked a bit, for me, like things I know Doku put Haaland through. Doku put Alvarez through, I think, and Alvarez.
Yeah, I don't think Pep made a sub.
Yeah, he didn't make a sub.
And he does that sometimes in some games, doesn't he?
But the truth is, if you look at our bench yesterday, because I was thinking Grealish might start, then we'd have Doku off the bench. I was saying start Rico Lewis and have and then Foden and have Alvarez off the bench. That would have given us Doku and Alvarez off the bench. If you look at our bench yesterday, there was no game changers on our bench, not one. So I kind of get, why would he bring on, Liverpool brought on, when Liverpool got their goal, Liverpool brought on Endo from McAllister, because obviously Klopp was draw, happy with
Elliot
that.
as well.
So if Klopp was happy with the draw, you would imagine Pep wanted a win. if there's no game changers on the bench, then you don't make subs because you leave all of your game changers on the pitch. So it's what it is. I mean, what were the talking points? I think Diaz scored, goal was ruled out, probably correctly so. I know some City fans think it was a bit harsh, but it's one of them ones. It's a bit like the Maguire one against the penalty we got. Maguire, that was it a little bit weak? Yeah, maybe, but ultimately, if you put your hands even remotely on somebody,
or hooked him around his arm at the start.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think the Akanji one is he slightly had a hand on.
Couldn't they forget the Gabriel one, mate? We've moved on.
Oh no, bro! I agree.
I didn't say anything, bro. I didn't say anything, bro. Didn't say anything, bro.
In my head, I was thinking in my head the Gabriel one.
I was just glad he educated me on what should happen when you put hands on people. I was glad.
We're talking about the cross hunt, yeah.
Yeah.
When man jumped like a cross hunt, I get it. Now, I don't really know. Look, it's hard for me to talk on it. What the talking points were because I didn't watch it, but I have to come on here. And if people think it's a 1-1 draw with Liverpool is a cooking, then the one thing I would say.
Now, Roms, I'm going to let you have your long segue. Don't worry.
The one thing I would say is that now means that we have to go to Anfield back end of the season, and you would say potentially pick up 3 points. But this is the thing: business end of the season. We all know that Manchester City managed to get things done. So, if that game was the back end of the season, I think we probably would have won it because we would have had that little bit more. Because City drawing yesterday, does that now mean that Manchester City are not going to win the league?
No, exactly. And I think this is the thing, and a perfect way to segue into Roms, actually, because when you look at the table down below, people, make sure you're smashing a like as well as looking at the table. Arsenal 30, Man City 29. You got a dip, Lee. Oh, cool. I thought you had to dip. That's cool.
I just want to answer that question, but I'll do it after.
Cool. I thought you said you got to go. Sorry. Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, 3 points in it, Roms, at the moment. You look at it, I feel like Liverpool, it's not going to be like, oh my God, they're favourites or anything like that. If people said if they won the game, they'd have been favourites. I was like, no, chill out. Like, do you know what I mean? It just shows that they're competitive. But when you look at it, Roms, it's still a good result. You haven't won there since 2015, but you went there, and I said that you lot had reasons to be confident because City are just not City in yet. You've got a draw. So the fact that you now got to play them at home later on in the season, but the fact that you've also got them out of the way and mentally for your team, I think Alisson done an interview before the game. He just said having them new players, it's just changed it up a little bit, giving them a new found of energy. And you've got them players that also haven't played in these type of games before for Liverpool Football Club. So for them, it's like a new experience. They're ready to go. Like, I think that's a very good point when you analyze it now to what you can do for the rest of the season. Because when I look at it, 17 out of the rest of the 20 teams in the league, Liverpool for me are that team that you'll just outscore them. You will beat them on paper. You'll win your home games at Anfield and you'll go to away games and win more of them. So, yeah, what's your thoughts on this game?
Big up my Belgian brother K, but this comes on to my point. I underrated our defense, and this is one thing I say. I got it wrong because I predicted a 3-2 City win. I know, yes, City aren't sitting, if you want to say that, but it is still the Etihad. There's a reason we've not won there whilst Pep has been manager, whilst he's in the league, whilst he's been manager of City in the league, right? But the way I was saying, I was feeling like our fan base was overrating our defense because I still feel we were conceding an abundance of chances, but because the teams weren't of a Man City quality and Alisson kept getting us out of jail. But yesterday, Tsimikas, who I don't rate, even he had an amazing game yesterday, but I still don't rate him. He was excellent. Van Dijk, for me, along with Saliba, has been the best centre-back in the league this season. And Joel Matip, the way he was brave, this is natural Joel Matip. What he'll do, he'll drive with the ball, he'll trap plays and pop it off to a player in space. He done that about 2-3 times in the second half. Our defence was amazing. And yesterday showed me, against the best team in the league, I was underrating our defence. And that's why a lot of the Liverpool fans want to cook me because I wasn't giving us enough credit, especially our defence. So I want to get out of the way. Our defence was amazing. And Kaz will now vouch. Ryan Gravenberch, people need to put even more respect on this guy's name. Because I said when we did the preview,
give me Pogba vibes, Rom. You know what I mean by the way he runs. Gives me the Pogba vibes. That's
I know you mean the way he's so elegant and he gets the way,
bro.
Ban Pogba.
My middle three.
I couldn't shut your mouth.
my middle three, that I wanted to start was Jones, and we're going to get onto Jones. I know Gunnerly wants to cook, but Jones had a poor game. But I had Jones, Szoboszlai, and Grab. I wasn't starting McAllister against City. That was my midfield three, and the reasons for that is Gravenberch for me is our only player really that has that engine that can burst past a player and create something, and it was evident. And look, Alisson didn't have the greatest game. Yes, for me, he should have done better on the Haaland shot. I know people will say it was an excellent finish, but he got a hand to it. I think Alisson
He had a
should have done
wobbly
well.
first half, Robbins. I'll be real.
And then
That was poor keeping. That was poor keeping.
Yeah, poor
Yeah,
first half.
I think it was 14, but Szoboszlai and Trent, you can't be making Ake look like Messi as well. Though it's Nathan Ake.
Yeah,
He shouldn't be dribbling like that. But this is where Alisson, he has a bad game, but he still proves to me why he's the best in world football, because Doku skins, I think, is Matip and plays it back to Haaland. He makes a save, a worldly save, and then 26 seconds later, we then score the other end of the season. That's what the best keepers do. They can have a bad game, but when they need to show up, they show up. I think Alisson didn't have his greatest game. Now, there's this notion that Trent got absolutely cooked. Now, yes, Doku cooked him a few times, but the way people are overdoing this, Trent's been very good, in my opinion, defensively this season. Yes, you lot are going to go on agendas. You're going to speak up past performances, but Trent this season defensively has been very good, right? Doku, for me, I know he had the most dribbles. He was successful. He had a very good game. I'm not saying that. Doku had an amazing game.
Jules won. 17 Jules won yesterday, Doku. Mad.
Yeah, and even the most successful dribbles and whatnot. But then it's like, once he got to the byline, other than I think there was an Alvarez chance where he caught it back and Alvarez put it in Rose Ed and Haaland, I'm sure, and Alisson saved.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think. Do you know what I mean, Ty? A bit. I think City fans are overdoing that. Doku has this amazing end product. I think he's a great player. I think I said it to Kaz in the preview. I think he is the best 1v1 winger right now in the league. Yeah. He's devastating. Every time he got the ball, I was holding my breath. But when he got to the byline, it was a bit underwhelming. And City fans are doing this.
Going a bit far
it was overhit or too early.
But Roms, can you acknowledge that he was still beating Trent though?
He was, but then he
was
the point. We can do the whole Trent. You're cheeky. We can do the whole Trent got beat, but then when it mattered, unlike your right back getting sent off, when it mattered, Trent gets us a point, and it was a beautiful finish. The thing is, Trent had to hit it then, because if Trent takes another touch, he either gets tackled or Edison sets himself. He hit it. You know, when you hit it so early, a keeper can't set himself.
Aguero was the master of that. When you hit the ball early, you keep people. You beat the keeper because the keeper's just not ready because his footing aren't set.
The one thing I don't like is how is Trent getting man of the match? Yeah, look, we can.
Did he get man of the match?
He got man of the match.
I agree.
And this is what I don't like.
I'll tell you why. It's right back union. Gary Neville loves him. You even heard after it's the right back union. He even started off by saying, "Look, you know I love my right backs." From when he said that.
No, but why are we still calling Trent a right back though? Why are we still doing that?
The thing is, he was a right back. He's a right back. He played right back yesterday, but he got cooked. He's a defender who got cooked on their position. And Doku, like you said, if he was a bit better in the final third, which we understand he's a young player, he's a bit raw, first season in the league, not going to have too much expectations on that side of the game. But if he was better in the final third, Trent would have had one of his worst games in a Liverpool shirt because he cooked him. He took him down the left-hand side. Beat him, and he done the same thing.
This is why I think it's agenda-driven, because what you lot won't see as rival fans is Trent had a duel with Haaland where Haaland was in, he bodied him off the ball. He had another duel where Doku was in, and he actually tackled Doku. People saying that he got cooked.
We saw it, Roms. We saw it.
Trent had a decent game. People say
No, he didn't get cooked, but if we had to say who had the better of that side, it had to be Doku, 100%.
Yeah, I admit that.
But Trent had a good game, but I don't look at Trent as a right back anyway. I see he's a deep line playmaker that's been put in the right back position. If he played in the 90s, he would have been a right midfielder. That's what I see. He would have been literally, bro. He's not a right back.
Alisson was the Foden save. That was unreal as well.
Yeah. Big save. This is why I'll never get onto Alisson. Yes, it was probably his worst game of the season. I hold my hands up. But this is what separates the good from the elite. He saves us when he needs to. It's as simple as that. The Foden save, the Haaland save. If Haaland scores that, it's literally 2-0 and it's game, set and match. I don't think we end up even salvaging a draw. But I think Alisson was quality. But I have to speak on Curtis Jones now. I know Gunali's licking his lips at this player, right? But you see Jones, right? I do rate him, but his problem for years now is he holds on to the ball for too long. Because in the first 20 minutes, I actually think You lot might not agree, and that's fine. I think the first 20 minutes, I actually think we were better than City. I don't care if you call me delusional. I think we had more control. I think we were hurting City the first 20 minutes. But what was happening is Jones was getting into
the final pockets. Your decision making,
he was too delayed. Jones kept getting the ball, and he wasn't releasing it early enough. But I think we held our own.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's like he'll do one extra turn when he doesn't need to.
Yeah, or hold on to that second.
I don't think it was.
Sidebar, you can see the match is getting close. Joe's taking off his top now, sweating and all sorts. Hey, big man, chill out, bro.
You know what
chill out, my guy, bro. Certainly Aston Villa.
Just before you go, remember what I'm saying. Key time frame: the first 20 minutes. After that 20 minutes, I'll say the remainder of that first half, City were opening us up. The press, they kept playing through our press. That last 20 minutes of the first half, that fist pass where he bent it through. Yeah, I've always said, right, I think Alisson is better than Edison, but he's not better than him at distributing. Edison is the best passer in the league. He's the best passer in the league. He passes better than some midfielders. Enzo could probably take a leaf out of his book, innit?
For me, Alisson. For me, Alisson is, I mean, overall, Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world for me. But this notion that, and I've always with this notion that, Alisson can distribute just as well as Edison is. It's not just about distribution for me as well, though. It's comfort on the ball, right? That when players try and press Edison, he can't be pressed, bro. He really can't. And it's that.
George, have you seen your back four? To add on to your point. So I don't see your point. Alisson has this in him, like every 2 or 3 games where he has the ball, and even us as Liverpool fans, if you say you're not, you're lying. Where he'll hold on to it a bit too long. Team are pressing us, and we're kind of holding our breath. But I agree with distribution and comfortability. Edison trumps him. I've always said that. But overall, Alisson saves us when he needs to.
The goalkeeper in the world, he is 100%.
Alisson yesterday, City probably.
You're starting Jill and Lo Celso in the same match. Oh my!
We're going to touch on Spurs in a minute because the
defense is bad. Don't cuss Jill. I've been calling for Jill to start.
So
Hill, isn't it?
I only want to ask a question before you ask the question. One thing I would say overall on City, especially after kind of seeing last few games, is I was happy to see Stones is back on the bench yesterday because that means Stones is going to be back soon. We need him back, man. We do, and we need even more so. We need to not rush him back because we need him fit. We cut this whole Stones in and out things doing my head in. It always has done. We've had conversations from when we first started, never a fail about that, and. I think we need De Bruyne back now, like getting De Bruyne back because we're getting into that
extra creative quality. I'm glad you said it. You know what?
That's one thing I want to say.
I love De Bruyne. I rate City, but I agree with you, Daps. There's just sometimes that I'm thinking, you know what? They just missed that one key moment.
Can I add on to that, Ty? Can I add on quickly, Daps? Just before you go, right? You see Alvarez, right? I rate him highly. I think he's a baller. But you know, sometimes he gets in them pockets and he's a bit indecisive. That's where you're missing that KDB aspect. And you saw it yesterday.
I'm not saying that he's playing bad, but I feel like Alvarez is the start he had. It's just hitting a bit of a little bit of an incline.
Let me be real with you. That if I look at big games, right? For me, I'm still saying Grealish, Haaland, Foden as our front three. It's the most effective.
Yeah, because Alvarez was quiet against Arsenal, Chelsea.
You've been saying that from the start of the season, Daps. You've actually been saying that for a while.
And this is a thing that, like, Doku has been unreal since he started, but he's a 20 or 21-year-old player. He's new to the system. And I'm going to keep saying this, that we won the treble with Stones consistently playing, Gundogan consistently playing, De Bruyne consistently playing, Grealish consistently playing. None of them have been about this season, right? And it is a difference that these players that are playing at the moment, they don't know the system as well. So, but I do think it's probably a good thing from Pep because when it gets to that business end of the season, hopefully we're going to have Stones back regularly, fully fit. Grealish, I think, will start playing more of a part. I think yesterday when I looked at the team sheet and I saw Grealish wasn't there, I was thinking, this isn't good. I'm happy that it's because he's unwell and it's not because Pep had said you're not training well or anything like that. But yeah, I do think we need to get back to the players that know the system and the players that got the job done last season. Like Alvarez, great player. He will still be there and thereabouts because a season is You know, for us,
some game he doesn't need to start.
70 games, but these big games, there's no coincidence that we haven't so far. If we look at Arsenal, we look at Chelsea, apart from Man United, and the Man United team, Stones played against United, right? I'm sure he did. Yeah, he did next to Rodri. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Grealish started against Man United. Foden started against Man United. That in the big games, we had those players on the pitch. So, yeah, we'll see. Lee, what was the question you wanted to ask me? Because it was probably quite a good one. Because you asked.
No, just more. Look, listen again. Like this is proper title talk, innit? Like for me, look, I said, before the season started, I said I don't think Man City are going to win the league just for the bare fact I've not seen them do it before. From your point of view, do you think Man City look as hungry and as fluid? And I know it's still early and you say the same thing every year, etc., etc. But listen, I'm just saying, I don't think Man City are going to win the league because it's 4 years in a row. I think Arsenal look more motivated or seem more motivated. I think Liverpool, I didn't know, how well they'll be, but they look to be half decent actually. So, and then you've also got Arsenal. So, do you look at your team and do you worry about it? Because yesterday you would have won that game. Listen, all I'm saying is, again, I feel like you would have won that game. That's the first thing. And the second thing I look at it and I'm saying, I don't know if it's a thing where, yes, you can put it down to this year or you can put it down to the whole thing. I don't know if Man City are still playing as well as they have been for the even last year, even the start of last year. I still think you played a little bit better than what you're doing now. You don't look as cohesive. Maybe it's because De Bruyne. I don't know, but you can give me more information about this because you watched them.
To be honest,
I want to say something after Daps as well.
I'll let you. Cool.
To be honest with you, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I've said it so much last season.
Me and you spoke about this Daps Bear in the last week.
I was saying it January and February last season. Like people, every single season, look at Manchester City, the way they end. So Manchester City, February to May. And what they do is from August to January, they go, Manchester City just aren't looking like the same team as last season. We are looking like the same team as Manchester City that played between August and January last season. In fact, at points, we were worse last season. January, we were dog shit last season. We were really, really bad. So am I worried? No. If this was the first time, I would be worried, yeah? Because, and to be fair, I always think, this might not be it. But this is what Pep's job is, to motivate players. Like in January, I remember when we beat Tottenham 4-2, January or February last season, we beat them 4-2 with a great second half performance. But one of the
pops up straight away.
I was like, I heard that 4-2 and that car running. What do you mean? Why are you talking about last
All right. So let me land and I'll tell you, bro. So the reason is why I'm talking about that game in particular. When we won at full time, Pep was interviewed and he said, the interviewer said, great second half performance. And Pep's response was, yeah, absolutely. But there's certain senior players that need to look at themselves and decide if they want to do this three-peat or not. Because otherwise, I'll drop them and Rico can play more, and started listing other younger players and said they can play more. Because if they're not motivated enough to go, then there's other players that can come in and go. And that is Pep's job at the moment. Like, I honestly think there could be an element with Grealish where it is, do you know what? Let's see if Grealish is hungry, because Grealish was sensational last year. But Pep wants these senior players, the ones that we now have to rely on. He's testing them early doors. It's very important that he does test them early doors, because you can't be testing them in March. And I'm not worried, because I do know, and this isn't based on 1 season, 2 season, 3 season, 4 season. Even Pellegrini was doing it at City. We were, as long as we stay within touching distance, which we very much are, come March, come February, then we know what we'll do. So I'm not worried. And
everybody, just leave City alone. Can we just leave? Yes, City are playing sensational football. That's what you're gonna hear from me. But I'm not. They're not the same. They're the exact same team as last year. They're challenging for the title, which they're probably gonna win. They're former treble winners, and they can turn it on at any time.
And they're through in the champs already.
There's one team that can that can go on a 12-game winning streak out of any time they want. So until the season is. Yeah, until the season
Early,
ends,
early.
City are the same City.
No, that's
I
the
beg.
first.
I
I
actually think
Like, guys, I know the Tottenham game is starting in like
Points, that.
literally 9 minutes of Roms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I actually think
let you land, and then George will do Spurs talk, and then we'll wrap because it's
big up Vel. Vel was quickly asked me to speak on Szoboszlai. Yeah, last few games he hasn't had his greatest game, but he covers the most ground and he's key to how we play. So I hear you didn't have his greatest game, but
He's so
one thing I'll say
overhyped,
about City,
unbelievable.
Arsenal, no, I wouldn't say he's overhyped. Still, he's quality.
So
I'm not going to
overhyped.
call him the Hungarian Gerrard that other people big up Grizz, but I'm not going to start giving them labels. But he's quality still, but he's having a dip in form. But one thing I say about Arsenal,
Haaland, by the way, as well. Just asking.
Say that again?
Was Haaland
I
pocketed?
wouldn't say pocket, but he did well against him.
Not because he fucking scored, bro. You can't say a player's pocket.
Yeah, but that weren't Van Dijk's man. That weren't Van
I'm
Dijk's
just
man.
saying, you know,
Literally,
bro,
that weren't his.
should have been his man.
Why
I
wasn't he
wouldn't
Van
say he
Dijk's
pocketed
man? That is the question, Roms. Why is he not
convenient,
Van Dijk's man?
That moment he
Fair,
wasn't
but-
his man.
Listen. I'm not going to say. I'm not
Oh,
going to say he's pocketed him, but bro,
uncomfortable
What was it-
conversations,
What
Roms.
was saying about
can I just
Diaz's
say-
disallowed goal, though, man? For me, that shouldn't have been a foul, man. That
No,
shouldn't have been a foul.
Yeah, but I'm not here.
Wait.
I'm not here to do that. I don't do that.
Roms,
Can I
Roms,
just-
land on Szoboszlai, because you.
No. Hold on.
it wasn't even no Szoboszlai what I was going to say.
It's there's very important thing that we have to do. That you know. Apparently Liverpool have Haaland's card. Well, listen, Haaland just became the first, like the Premier League player to hit 50 goals, the fastest ever. And Roms, it was against your team, bro. So that is not pocketing Haaland.
Well, I'll say.
Break a record against you, man. So.
Fair. All I'll
And
say
Van
that,
Dijk
I know
shook
it's
of him, not having him as his man.
I know it's far away. All I'll say is Haaland, yeah, he broke the record against us, but he got stage fright at Anfield last year with a KDB in the team. So when he comes to Anfield, we'll see what Haaland does. But he got stage fright at Anfield. Remember, you'll speak about that. You'll speak about
Hey,
downloading
Roms,
softwares
you
and
do know
Roms,
Haaland
you're
watches
standing
never
right
a
now.
foul,
Don't
bro.
make this
You do know
like-
Haaland watches never a foul, my guy. So I bet you better
Haaland,
calm
if
down,
he
bro. Because
watches-
if he
I
watches
should,
this
I should.
episode,
I've heard my
You know
point.
long
what?
for you.
This brings me on to my point. I now feel City, Arsenal, and Liverpool will all go, and listen to what I'm saying, will go on consecutive winning runs. But I feel like our Cities and Liverpools will be longer for the simple fact Arsenal come Anfield. Our next 5 games, I think we're winning all of them. I know if it ain't paid on paper, but this is where we step it up again, and so do City. Arsenal have Villa away, and then they have Liverpool at Anfield. Kunde, you're laughing, but you had your chance last year.
No,
and
this
you
is the
couldn't compare
Roms
that.
I've been
This is
waiting
the
for.
difference.
Yes,
Yeah, because
Roms
at
has
Anfield,
arrived. Yes.
At Anfield, I back us against anyone. We've got United, we've got Arsenal, we've got Palace in our next game away, which will be tricky, but
Fulham at home.
we'll get an ugly win. We got Luton, we got not Luton, we got
Yeah, you don't
Fulham
want
at
home.
home. We got Fulham at home and also Sheffield away. So I think we win our next 5. But this
Yeah.
is where Liverpool and City will go on consecutive winning runs. I would have included Arsenal, but you come to Anfield, the gauntlet.
No, bruv, this is
Anfield.
hey, I'm not gonna lie, everyone on the panel this is sensational. Make sure you clip this. I've been waiting for this version of Roms since all season, all that victim thing that he was doing for the first 12 games finally is ended. He said because before he was saying, I reckon Liverpool will be with them all the way and then they'll drop off first. Now he's saying Arsenal are dropping off first. So he's changed his whole angle. I love it.
It could be a long day for us. You lot
No
capitulate when you
problem.
come Anfield. It's in the history
Bro,
of the Arsenal.
Bro,
It's in the history of the Arsenal.
am I rejecting or debating any of your comments? I'm just glad that you have finally arrived to season 23-24. Welcome,
team-
Roms.
Listen, my team.
Welcome.
There's something called being consistent and actually proving me wrong. My team are proving me wrong, so I'm gonna have more faith. So yeah, we're there now, Kunde. You've got it. You happy now? We're there. We're there.
On that note, George, I know you kick off in 5 minutes, so we're gonna wrap up the sheet, but you could have your
W. Liverpool's last 4 games. Just thinking, Liverpool's last 4 games. Right, great run of form at the moment. Liverpool's run of games. They've drawn 2, lost 1, and won 1.
If Roms believes, Daps. Don't sway him now. We've got him where we need him. We've got him where we
can
need
do
him.
that, but that means United are the best team in the league. Then they're the most informed, so we can do that. Do you know what I mean? We can do that.
For now. Arteta's Moose says, just want to say hi to Don, big fan, big up Arteta's Moose as well. Obviously, like I said, people are going to wrap up in a sec because Tottenham have got Aston Villa. George, I just want you to say on your team and then what you think is going to happen because you've got 4 fullbacks basically playing in defence. You've got Brian Gill back in on the right-hand side, Kulusevski playing in the 10. Villa are Villa. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens.
Do you know what? I like to see the
Spotlight is on you, Don.
It's experimental.
Sorry, George.
It's a change that we've all needed to see. I can't stand to see Dyer at the back. It's unbearable. So, do you know what? I'm interested to see. Just like you guys, I'm surprised. Like literally, when I saw the lineup, I was like, "Rah!" He's made about 5 or 6 changes that I didn't expect. So, do you know what? This is just going to be one of those games where we're all going to have fun watching. We're all going to watch it unload and unpack. And let's see how it goes, innit?
Man's laughing, looking at
I'm being real here.
I don't know.
But when even the fan of the team is laughing, you know it's going to be a fun day.
I'm sitting here and I'm telling you.
I can't. If you give me money, I can't tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sitting here and telling you guys, even as a team that I've watched most of these players, I've never seen these players play together before. I've never
in the middle.
We haven't even got a centre back on today. We got 4 fullbacks. Then we got Lo Celso and Brian Hill, who haven't even started a Premier League game. And then we've got
if you win this game, hey, Ange for the title, bro. Ange for the title.
It's one of those things that I think will go either really wrong or really right. So he's either going to be a genius or he's going to be stupid.
You know what, George, though? The thing I will give you credit for that you might be able to capture is Villa, despite the tops that Emery gets. Villa are crap away from home, man. I'm not like Emery's a home team, man. He's a home team.
What happened last time they ran up in the shot?
The incentive is there to leapfrog them, Ty. The incentive is there, but they can end it.
The day Villa turn up away. I don't.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say is like the last point is for Ange, like. This is a big test for him, man. It's a big test, and a lot of people that say like all week he's talking about his philosophy and so on. This is it, man. He's showing us that he's still going to go with his philosophy, even when we don't have hardly any players.
The aura's going to hit them.
He's going to make sure that we can maintain the attack style of football.
Mate.
Of course, no. If we're getting proper, like against we had the pitch, we couldn't play. So
what's that, Skin?
You're going to see some real good football, mate. Yeah, you're going to see some mate football, and it's going to go down right. You see? And wait. If we do win today, we go above top of the form Liverpool. So I'm just gonna let you know that, innit?
Hey, on that note,
you run that, bro. You run that. You got City next week.
Wrap it up.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, next week as well. Guys, we're gonna wrap up there. Literally, kickoff is in 1 minute, which is perfect, guys. I'm gonna do a short outro, but guys, make sure you do smash the like button. Please make sure you do subscribe if you're new. First of all, we do thank you for staying here. There's been over 1,100 for basically the whole show. So big up my pandits as well that have come through. You guys in the comments that make it a great show, because without you, it ends never a foul channel. So big up to you guys, and we hope that numbers can continue. Me and Daps potentially will be back tonight, so just keep a lookout. You are. Yeah, okay, I didn't know if you were. Yeah, we'll be back tonight.
No little preview on United. What you don't.
Bro, do you know what? Everton 10 points deducted. Let's see if we can go there and win. I don't know what United's going to turn up.
No introduction needed.
Watch out for the Tunnel TV Man U reactions tonight.
I won't be on TV. See, Kaz. He's confident. He is confident.
Hey. Kaz has purposely, conveniently arranged to go to.
I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing.
To go to Manchester this weekend. Yeah. Listen,
calma.
Everton. Let's see what they have for them, man. But I will be here. Yeah. And Ty,
I'll be here.
Liverpool could get something against City in it, and you're happy with the draw. So I will be here. I am waiting for tonight,
Everton 2-1.
I'm not confident. I'm going. I'm not confident.
Big up, man.
Your cousin is starting, so
Marshall starts. I've got something to look forward to. But yeah, guys, make sure you like the video. We're back tonight. Make sure you subscribe and all that. Check out all the channels down below, and let's enjoy Super Sunday. Big up.
Love.